Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the aspects of the Blazing Mound. So, where we last left off, there was a lot of fighting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember everything that happened in the session, but pretty sure
What
there was.
what do you remember? That's the biggest question.
Um, uh,
Remember fighting? Yes, that's correct.
yes. Um,
Let me put
Runk.
basic. Yes.
Runk was stuck in place because he was doing stuff and getting caught by people and whatnot.
Yes.
Um,
After that, what happened then?
well, before that, I'm not sure how
Before
much was
that, I was
progressed.
looking for people that were in town,
Yeah. Um, uh, there was a lot of
planning to
stuff that happened.
planning to feed the lycanthropic giant,
Hmm.
but that was a no-go since my stealth rolls weren't that well. So I went into the city, tried to find some help, but eventually got kinda caught slash chained after a lot of failed rolls and finally succeeded. Jumping over the chain, hands in front, then it was a bite fest on one guard, and then the revolution started.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. And even
Then
before
we went
that,
out.
I think there were some things, but I don't remember everything that happened. If it was part of the last session or the session before that.
Oh, the last
So,
session. Yeah, I'm speaking of last session. We started the revolution. I uh, uh, how do you say that? Faced up to the secretary of the mayor, which was a fallen angel, apparently. Hooray!
apparently, um,
So yeah, I'm in big trouble, and Iron Head was fighting the mayor, who was a horn devil.
yeah,
Was no,
some
not
sort
chain
of
devil. Chain devil, something else.
weird creature, that's for sure. Though he made a roll and it seemed similar to a horned devil, but he's not entirely sure if this creature is the exact same thing. But either way, uh, there was some stuff that happened before that, I think, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
But either way, I don't remember if that was part of the last session or not. But the important stuff we got to. Um, so okay, so that is one thing that I actually did forget. Um, okay.
what? Are we saved all of a sudden?
No, I need to pull up the damage of the enemies that you are
Ah,
fighting.
yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah, that was all that I forgot. So there it is.
We did a measly amount of damage yet.
Okay, so that's that one. Okay. So, who wants to go first? Um, what's happening currently is you are in the bedroom. Ironhead is in the bedroom of the mayor, and this
We
weird.
were in initiative though, so should we just roll it again?
Yeah, I had to get rid of it. Because it would have been confusing to. Because we
To
did
the
tons of other
others,
stuff since then. So,
initiative is not really needed for the moment.
Of
oh,
course
wait,
it is. We're in a fight.
wait, wait. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Now we can roll initiative.
you can just put it back in if you want, but
Yay, 13.
that's fine. Doesn't matter. And I'm gonna take the fastest enemy.
Just to beat us.
That guy doesn't have a special initiative roll. And this one doesn't have a special initiative roll either. So their dex is both free. Yep, it's both free. So since it's the same number, that makes it easier, but I'm just going to take that and add 3, which is 4, because I forgot to put the modifiers in before I rolled, but that's fine.
Now, I don't know about the fallen angel. Was she like huge, big to me, or was she same sized as me?
Okay, I'm going to get into a bit of a description to help you remember where exactly your characters were. So I'll get to that when I get there. So, let's see. So it's 4. It says 0, 4, but it should come out to the same thing anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, it comes out to the same position anyway. Okay, so, yeah, to help get back into what we were doing before, Goldrick was in the bedroom of the mayor with this weird, basically, the mayor, wasn't breathing or anything or moving, and then Goldrick threw him out of the bed, and he just sort of laid there in a very strange, almost like he wasn't even alive position. And then suddenly his form cracked back into position, and he just started talking. And then his body parts elongated, and there was sickening cracks and snaps of bones getting elongated and into place. His hands started to turn into claws, and his legs just elongated as well. His neck turned extremely long and grew horns and everything. And it still looks like a human, except extremely deformed and elongated. With horns, of course. So that's why he's not entirely sure if this creature is a horned devil or not. And it has wings, like, it looks like human skin was just stretched over leathery bat wings. So it's kind of weird looking. Either way, and he encountered a weird maneuver or ability that this creature has to literally deceive his the person who he is engaging with into thinking that they're in some sort of alternate scenario, and then they attack their allies. But then once that happens, they go back to reality again. So that happened, and Runk, you went up to the. You're sort of standing on the stairway outside the mayor's office area, whatever we determined it was called, like maybe the town hall.
Yeah.
And you're sort of just standing on the stairway going up into the entrance, and there's this weird, pale-faced, heavily armored, woman figure that has more angelic-looking wings with the eagle-like feathers draping over them, darker colors in the armor and the wings, and she has some sort of whip that it's a wrap around you, and you felt that had some sort of supernatural energy. But if I remember correctly, you managed to escape. without getting held in by it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you have for Goldrick, you have like a huge group of lycanthropes that are all surrounding you and trying to help you. And
Well,
for
huge.
Runk,
Weren't it like 3 boars and
No, there
Runk
was
was
more than
all alone?
3. No, or there was way more than 3.
yeah, there was more than 3.
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch. But Runk, you have one singular boar who seems to be in dire straits. And that's all you have, because the rest of the people, as you decided to turn off and go towards the mayor's or the town hall, the big group that you amassed just continued going towards the ship.
Well, I told them to go there.
Yes, but they just continued on. They didn't pay attention to what was happening. So your huge group is gone in a different direction. So, based on this initiative, which everybody rolled super low numbers, except for Runk, he got average, I guess.
Yeah, average-ish.
So, what do you want to do?
Well, if I remember right, the angel was already hunter's marked, if I remember correctly.
I'm not 100% sure, but you did have a turn. So I'll say that, sure, I'll allow that.
Check your
So,
spell slots. Have you used one? Or how many have you used?
well, I have used 2 of my 4 for first level and all my second level.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like you would have used quite a bit. So, yeah, I
Yes.
remember you casting a fog cloud at one point that just went away instantly or something. So,
Yeah. Because I casted Hunter's Mark.
so
So yeah, so I just watched says, this might not be the best place for you, but screw it. Make more distance between me and the angel thing, and start firing.
all right, yeah, you are at range. Because her whip, I'm pretty sure. That's what she used last time. So I'm just gonna, before I get to your attacks, which both hit, by the way. I'm pretty sure her whip. Oh, I have to look it up. The stats aren't on her stat block, which is annoying. So, that's super annoying. Okay, here it is. Should be on this page. Or perhaps it's on the previous page as well. Yes, it is. So, yeah, it's 30 feet long. So it has at least a range of 10 because it has to wrap around.
Yeah.
So
Distance is all I got for now.
yeah, so I was just checking to see if you were within melee range or not, because she used the rope on you. So, or the whip, sorry. So, your both attacks hit.
That's not all, since my first shot does some pretty extra damage.
Colossus Slayer and
Plus Hunter's Mark, and then another Hunter's Mark, making a total of 13, plus 9 is 22, plus 12 is 34 damage total.
Okay. So that was more damage than she already had on her so far. So, you said 34?
That's 34. 12 plus 9 is 11, plus Well, let me just grab a calculator because I'm lazy. 12 plus 9, plus 5, plus 6, plus 2. 34.
Okay. That was a severe round of attacks. So you just sort of back up and go, and both come into contact with her and seem to do damage. Even though she seems to have pretty heavy armor, your arrows seem to either penetrate through or get into weak spots in the armor. And she goes,
I just keep my distance from her as far away as I can.
Okay, so you have 30 feet of movement. And I'll
Yes, I
say
do.
that you were 20 feet away, so you're 50 feet away currently.
Okay.
So, that is your
That's
turn, I
all
would
I can
assume.
do, yeah.
Alright. So, Goldrick.
Yes, I would like to hit the mayor again.
Alright.
Let's see, I don't have a shield, so it's two-handed. I think his armor class was high, but let's try to hit him anyways. That works. I hope.
Yeah. His armor class is actually the same as the woman's. So,
I can reroll one of them, so.
you're. Oh. I was gonna say they both hit, so you didn't need to reroll, but you meant something
Yeah,
else.
no, the
So,
damage. Yeah.
yeah, you meant something. So, 22. So which one did you reroll? The 18?
The 18. Yeah,
Okay.
the one.
Obviously.
I was just making sure.
So 40 total.
Technically, if you wanted to. I mean.
Technically, I couldn't even if I wanted to, because it's not a 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, that's how that works. Okay. So 21 plus 13.
Is it concentrating on anything?
No, it is
Okay.
currently not. So you're actually doing a lot more damage than your counterpart outside.
Obviously, he has a great hammer. I've just a dingy longbow. Of course, it can do a lot of damage, but still.
Yeah, you have a lot of additions to your attacks.
Which give me a lot of damage. He can just do it in one swing.
Yeah. Either way, the creature reels back. So it's sort of its head is looming down, its elongated neck just craning down towards you, and you're just smacking it in the face, and then it retracts its head after the 2 strikes, and it just sort of looks at you furiously. Anything else that you can do on that turn?
Well, I could action surge, but I'm not gonna do it yet.
Let's not overdo it yet. Let's do it when the things are get real dire.
Okay, so enemy turn. So who do I want to use first? Well, since I have his page open, I guess we'll use him. So he will. Well, he's not going to use that ability yet.
Yet, he says menacingly.
So, he is going to. Okay, he has multi-attack, but with what? Ooh, okay. That's cool. So, let's do that then.
Oh boy. The GM found something cool and instantly wants to use it.
Okay, so. Plus Plus 10 to hit.
Oh, ouch for one.
1, 2.
The second one hits.
Okay. And it gets one more, which has the same to hit. So, which doesn't hit. So,
Luckily
to be
enough.
fair, they're rolled in order. So the ones that I wanted to roll first were these. So, technically he has reach. But since you're in melee range with him, he's not gonna move back, because then he would get the attack of opportunity. So,
He's already next to the wall as well.
So yeah, it can hardly move back.
Yeah, there's not much room for him to move, but he can still try to get past you somehow. But he's not gonna do that. So he gets to roll for that hit. So you take 19 damage as one of his clawed hands reaches out at you and swipes and actually succeeds in hitting you. The other two attacks was one with his other claw, and one he just attempted to grab you with the same hand as the other hand. I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna double check.
So yeah, he has been hit, so that one effect you were talking about before?
Yeah, that's true. But he already has that under effect, so that's happening regardless. I'm just making sure. That's what this is. Oh, that's what makes this creature a lot more powerful. I was gonna say, it doesn't have much dice for something that's as powerful as this thing is. But anyway, this is what... So the third attack which missed, you're lucky that missed. I'll just say that.
Oh boy.
Yes. Okay. So I was just making sure that it wasn't like something weird that I wasn't aware of, and there wasn't. So, okay. So at the top of the initiative order is when your allies are going to act. So your allies get a chance to act. There's one boar. Oh wait, I forgot the other enemy.
Yeah.
So how many attacks does this person have?
Oh
Okay.
boy. AC, save me. Oh boy. I have the average AC. So yeah, please save me, AC.
Did I forget it? No, this person doesn't have that ability. Okay, so this ability. This person. I was just double checking if I missed some damage on Goldrick. But I didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so this creature is relatively smart. So, but unfortunately, in order to do what it needs to do to make this situation more advantageous, it's going to have to take an attack of opportunity. So...
And how will it do that?
I don't think anything's in its melee range.
Yes, there is. The boar.
Oh, the boar? Oh, okay.
Wasn't that also at like 40 feet away?
No, that thing, it was it was fighting that creature when it decided to turn around and try to whip you. So where's the boar stats? I should have pages here that are marked. I might have taken it out. I think I might have. Maybe I didn't. This is close enough. So I'm just going to take that out of there, that in here, because that's going to be too entirely useful. So its attack plus it's in its animal form, so plus 5 to hit. Okay. Should mark this page that I'm on. There we go. Because I'm going to have to switch back and forth. So it's plus 5. I don't need 2d20.
21.
So the boar manages to use its tusks to come into contact with the creature. So 2d6 plus 3. So it takes 14. Which this is the lower health one. Or the lower damage, I should say. Creature. And it has to make a Constitution saving throw. Switch. Right, this creature. Its con saving throw has a bonus. So it is plus 8. 17, which is way higher than the DC. So it does not take that effect. Now, it is moving out of its range, and it flaps its angelic-looking wings, and the boar gores the creature's shin as it flies by, but either way, it continues flying, and has a fly speed of 60, so it will reach you. And let's see. So it reaches you, and let's see. It just makes 3 attacks with a weapon of its choice.
Not good.
It's going to choose its sword, because its sword is the best weapon that it has for melee.
Oh boy.
It has a plus 8 to hit.
Oh, triple boy.
1, 2, 3. I assume
First
the
one
24.
misses. On a 2 hit.
Right. Wonderful. So,
Wonderful.
So, do you have any resistances to any types of damage?
Immunities.
Let me just check it just to be double sure.
I don't think lizards have, and rangers doesn't get it by class, so unless you have a magic item.
No, I don't. Shite.
Alright, cool. So, I'm just gonna roll the total damage then. Not gonna bother separating it out. So,
Please don't murder me.
plus 4.
Ouch.
So,
Yay, I'm still up.
You take a total of 25 damage from 1 strike.
Oh fuck, I'm down. I'm going down. There we go.
Second strike.
That's all I hit. That's all it hits.
Alright. Yep. because it only hit twice.
And I'm down.
Alright, so it swings into you. You notice that its sword, though black in color, as it comes in, as the first swipe misses, you see a bunch of black gunk just go onto the ground, and then it hits you, and the black gunk goes into your body, and then the third swipe knocks you to the ground, unconscious. Therefore, this section of the fight, I'm going to take the amount of damage you've done to it into consideration, but it's going to go into automated mode since you are down and you don't see what's happening. So, just to make things quicker, we're just going to head on over to the allies of Goldrick. And so, Goldrick.
Yeah.
You have multiple lycanthropic allies. Which I think I was just rolling off the board table for all of their attacks. So, they have a +5 to hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty sure there were 6 of them that I was rolling before. That seems like a number that I was using. So that's what I'm using. Yeah. So
And one of them hit.
yeah, let's see.
Or does 15 hit?
15 doesn't hit. So, just making sure I'm rolling the right dice here.
It was 2d6 plus 3 or something.
Plus, yeah, you're right. So he's dealt 10 damage. Okay. He's not
He already
really-
failed the save.
Yeah, so he is already in a bad situation in regards to that failed save, so because it might interact with him differently than anything else, like the giant. So okay.
Are you telling me they're making a rare demon? Oh boy!
Well, it interacted weird with the giant, and giants aren't all that weird. Demons are, I would say, on the spectrum of weird magical creatures, more weird than giants. So
a whole lot of mess can go wrong.
yes. So, and considering this disease is magical, which is the only reason I'm allowing it to infect him in the first place, that's why it's going to interact strangely. So, yeah, he gets hit by one of the boars. The other boars are sort of just surrounding him and preventing him from moving, possibly. But he has wings, so he might be able to fly over them, that sort of thing.
But that is still going out of their melee range, so opportunity attacks.
Yes, they would still get those, but either way, most of them are coming into contact with him, but it seems like they aren't actually piercing his thick hide, which looks like human skin on the outside, but you're not sure. Like, it's not going all the way through sometimes, so you're noticing that it's strange. Yep. So it is currently Runk's turn. Make a death saving throw.
Oh boy, let's see, how do we do? Hit it.
All right, you made one success. Goldrick.
Yep. I will. Sorry, I'm just getting some messages. But I will attack again, because what else can I do as a fighter who's champion?
I mean, if you had
And
other
I
items.
miss both of them.
Yes, you do. So, you start swinging at it, but the reason that I'm going to give thematically that you're missing is because you're swinging at its head, and its head is lifted up too high for you to hit. But you're still jumping up to try to hit, and you're just barely not coming into contact with it both times. Anything else that you want to do?
I will second wind, because I need it.
Sure, you can do that.
11.
Alright, so add that to your hit point total, or
Yep.
how much you have left. So, enemy turn. The female creature is in automatic mode, and nobody can currently see her, so who knows what's
Someone can
happening there.
see her, right? I mean, the boar can see her, right? Or am I wrong?
Yes,
What?
that's true, but I mean player characters.
Ah, that way.
Can see her. So it's in off-screen mode, if you will. So this dude. So this time he's going to roll with his special ability first. His
And he's gonna
specialist.
miss, like me.
It's possible. It's entirely possible, but he has a plus 10, so that's helpful. 18?
He misses, barely.
This ability is his entire reason for existence, other than his magical ability that he did to you earlier, which he has to
Can't
say.
you kill him off now? His reason for existence is gone. True.
Yeah, really. Really, though. So he's going to swing with his other two strikes, which of course both hit. His two weaker strikes. So, 2d8.
What just that ability never hits me, but the others do.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's going to happen. So, plus 6. So he hits 2 times. So
Yep,
total
I'm hurt
of... I'm sure
32.
you're hurt badly. 32?
Yeah. I'm still up though. At level 5, that's not bad. I was down 10 hit points before we started too.
Yeah,
So-
I'm the squishy one, not you.
Yeah.
That's why I had you by my side.
Yeah, that's why the fallen angel creature was like, she wasn't gonna let you just get range, because it seems like that's what you were good at, so she just charged you to take you off the playing field.
Yeah, if I had survived, she was in big trouble.
Yeah, probably. So
I was going to kind of bitey at times as well.
yeah, that's true, but she wanted to take you off the field, so she managed to succeed in doing that.
Yeah, sadly enough.
So that's the enemy turn. And before we get to Runk, ally turn, which is 6 more boars.
And they all crit.
Possible.
You didn't say what, you jinxed it.
It's entirely possible, but highly improbable that they all crit. But they still can. Nope. Yes. No. Yes. No. How many did I roll?
At least I got 1 crit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1 crit. No, 2 hits.
Yeah, but 1 crit. Natural. It's a crit as well.
Nope. 1 is a 19. Close, but no.
Not close enough.
Now we're talking about critical failure.
Oh, well, that boy is not doing well. So damage. 2.
Where did it go?
2d6 plus 3. Come on, mouse, work with me here. 1, 2. So 20 exactly. Alright, is he bloodied yet? 9 is 18. Yes, he is. He is currently bloodied.
Okay.
Finally.
Now, blooded, was that half health? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I like that system. It's cool with me. So that way you can actually see approximately how much progress you're doing. It helps.
Yeah, it does.
So either way, he is now bloodied. And Runk, another death saving throw. You haven't failed any, which indicates that you haven't been hit. You did fail one. There. But you didn't fail any extra, which indicates that you haven't been hit.
So she doesn't see me stressed, she just thinks I'm dead. That's good.
Or perhaps she's trying to deal with the things that are hitting her rather than finishing you off when you're unconscious anyway.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. She wouldn't ignore the biggest threat of them all.
She's not ignoring you. She just knows you're disabled. Either way,
Runk
Goldrick.
never was the brightest one.
Alright, Goldrick.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell that weirdy man I can't wait to make bacon out of you, werepig. Because that's what I'm assuming you'll become.
He goes, only if you defeat me first.
I will active surgeon, it's not going well.
You hit once, which is better than none.
16 damage.
That's a
from 4
super
attacks.
Low. That's a super low amount of damage from even one hit from you.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a plus 10 instead of plus 5. Normal ones I take minus 5 to hit.
Okay. So, when you taunted him, he lowered his head down to speak to you, and you took that opportunity to just smack him right in the face. And then he wizened up again and lifted his head up. And I'll say that for the natural one, you sort of just got frustrated after missing 2 times in a row, and you just sort of let go of your hammer instinctually, which now you don't have your hammer in your hands, and it flies behind him.
So into the wall.
Well, it's behind him. So the point is you have to get past him in order to get to him.
Okay.
Alright, either way, that happens. So, he is going to... He's going to hit you with his ability, or try to. It's d20 plus 10. Let's see if he can actually hit you with it. Nope.
No.
So.
And he'll just kill me with R2. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Yep, and I'm dead.
Well, we'll see how much dead you are. Let's see if the first hit kills you or not. Because if that happens, he's going to hit you as you're falling down, which will cause you to fail 2 saving throws, I think.
Oh boy.
Pretty sure, because it's a critical hit, and you're prone
Yeah.
and everything, so... let's see. It's 2d8. 2d8 plus... 6.
No. Still
Alright.
up. And I'm down.
Okay. So, he manages to strike you down. He goes... Now to deal with these pests. Is the last thing that you hear before you lose consciousness.
Yeah.
And now everything goes into automated mode. Luckily for Goldrick, you dealt quite a bit of damage to it. So he is in dire straits, which means he'll still fight back. He'll probably do decently, and he also has the disease, which also doesn't help him. So he'll probably still do decently though, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get you both to make your saving throws. So go until you either die or revive.
Ah.
Okay.
God, why this again? I hate it so much.
Fail. Success. And it's the last roll.
That's the same for him.
Nope. Dead.
Don't,
Alright.
don't.
Dead.
So you both die. But this is not the end. Because unfortunately, you were facing evil creatures that have powers over souls. Therefore, this is not the end of the side story that we are currently doing.
Well,
So,
we'll see how it will be going, oh boy.
you both rouse to consciousness. Your inventories are empty. I'll say that.
Bugger.
But keep track of the items, because
Yep.
you might relocate them.
Okay,
But your inventories are currently empty. You're equipped with nothing. The only things, as you rouse to consciousness, you are currently laying on a stone floor.
We have our hit points drawn and stuff back, right?
You have hit points,
How many is the question?
but I'll get to that in a minute. So, let's see.
Well, my AC never ever changed, since that's still my AC.
We'll get to that also in a minute.
Because Runk is Runk and he has natural armor.
You awaken. You guys are laying on a stone floor, and you begin to rouse. And you look at your arms. You look down at your bodies. You aren't the same things that you were. You are now totally different beings. You look down at your body. You have arms, as malformed as they are. You have 3 fingers. It does look like you have places where the other fingers would go. However, they are
Missing.
completely malformed and not there. So it looks like you were born deformed, and your 2 middle fingers here are both missing. Though it looks like you have like knuckles there where they would be coming through. And you look at your chest area, it's completely... and you look at your legs, you don't have legs. You look like a melted pile of flesh, basically. The rest of your body. And you have heads, and you're currently sitting next to each other. And you look over at each other, and I'll just throw a picture up on the screen to make it easier.
Is my beard still intact?
I don't think you have your beard anymore.
You'll see in a second. I'm gonna use this. No, that has legs, so that's no good. I'm gonna use this. This will be good enough. So I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. This is what you see
Oh, God.
sitting next to you. You don't know that the thing that's sitting next to you is your former friend. However, you look down at yourself and that's what you see as well. So, what do? You are currently...
I get angry and start punching the thing next to me.
Alright. Runk, you are currently being pummeled by this thing.
Start
Can I
to try.
speak?
Can you speak? That's a good question.
Oh, gosh.
No, you cannot.
Okay, just pummeling then.
Start trying to hit him back and, well, bite.
Okay.
That's what Runk
so-
usually did when things got too close to him.
Here's what I'm gonna do. As you guys start getting ready to brawl, I'm gonna get you both to make intelligence checks. You have the same intellectual stats, so you can roll with your intellectual stats.
Nope, Runk is not the smartest.
Okay, so you have no idea what this creature is that is currently trying to attack you on both sides.
I'm the one attacking.
Well, you're attacking, and then he's attempting to defend himself, which you view as attacking back. So you are currently being attacked. Here's what I'm going to get you to do. You both have fist attacks. So if you want to roll to hit each other, you have one attack per turn, and you have +3 to hit. And if you hit, you deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage. And the amount of health that you both have is 13 hit points.
Oh boy, you have 13 hit points.
So, you can start hitting each other if you wish. Starting with...
Then another question, what's our AC?
Your AC is 7.
Do we still have any sort of class abilities and feats and such?
No, not at the moment. So,
9.
you managed to punch him, and you deal 1d4. So you can roll 1d4.
As do I.
So he deals 3 damage to you. So you have to keep track of this somehow. You have
temporary hit points. You took 3 HP.
You have a total of 13.
Yeah, just put 13 in your temporary hit points and reduce it by 3, so 10. I have
so
11
now
right
it's
now.
10. So
Yeah.
you are at 11.
I will of course hit
You
back.
can keep punching each other for the next 2 turns, I'll say.
Yes, that's what I'll do, because I'm
Okay.
upset. No, that was reroll. But yeah, I attacked twice, so... What is a reroll? Fuck, I'm trying to do the d4s. There we go.
Nope, that doesn't hit. So you
Well,
do...
for the next 2 rounds, it's another 6 plus 3 and another 11. If we get to the 4th round, it's a 7.
So...
For 2 more attacks, the 2 next one
Yeah,
hit.
the AC is 7, so...
I'll say Sure, 4 hits.
Okay. Sure. Then there's another d4. So a total of 8 more. So you have 2 hit points. And
8?
you can try
I
to
see
attack
at
me.
3.
Yeah, 1, 3, and a 4. So you can roll.
So that's 7.
A 1 plus 3 plus 4 is 8.
Oh,
1 plus
yeah.
3 plus 4.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
2 more rounds, you said, right? But yeah,
No, you roll
the
3
other
more
2
times to
rounds
try and
I'm
hit me.
going to try and evade his attacks. Is evasion something?
No.
Oh, well, try to get away from him.
Okay, you can try to get away from him.
I'll be right.
But did you roll your 4th attack?
I rolled my 4th attack, yeah.
Yeah, you did, but did he?
No.
No,
Okay, roll
he's
a
only
4th
rolled
one.
2.
That hits.
Okay, roll damage.
3.
Okay. So,
So it's the 3rd attack, so I still have 1 attack to go. Damn it.
Wait, you did 3 plus plus the 2
3
at the beginning.
plus
You could have
1.
attacked me once more time. So you had a 9, right?
So that's
1 and
there's 4.
then
That's
the
plus
6 misses barely. So I have 7 and you have 2.
Yeah. Yay, you. No. Yeah.
okay, so as that happens, you're both roaring uncontrollably as you're attacking this other creature that is next to you. You're sort of like just attacking each other, and you still have the memories of what you were doing before, if I remember correctly. I'm just gonna look up what creature you are. Okay. Yes, this is just flavor text. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't describe anything weird. So, yeah, you're just sort of like going pummeling each other. And you do have memories of what happened moments before. However, as you're pummeling each other, you sort of begin to look around the room.
I
No,
don't.
actually you don't. Actually you don't. Yeah, that's fair, because you're just hitting each other. So, it makes more sense that you don't. What happens is you hear a voice, and you're almost compelled by it. Let's see. Yeah, I allowed your mental stats to remain the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Both of you.
10.
All right. You hear a voice, and he just barely saved. Um, um, 10
So
is
I don't
not
have
enough.
to follow the voice, right?
But you still hear it. And you understand it, though you've never heard these words before, but you still understand the words being spoken. You hear, "Stop that right now!" And the person who failed is compelled to stop fighting.
Okay, and it's my turn then.
Alright, and as it watches you attempt to pummel him more, it notices that you aren't compelled, and it reaches over, and you see what looks like a red hand reach over and put itself between you and the other creature that you're attempting to hit. And that's
I
all
pummel
it
the red
does.
hand.
You're going to attack the red hand instead? Okay, sure. Roll to hit.
Yeah, 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay, 14. You come into contact with the hand, however, you don't seem to be doing anything.
I try again.
Okay.
Nothing more?
Do you roll to hit?
Yes, 10.
Okay, 10. Nothing.
Okay.
And you, as you do that again, he goes, "I said stop." One more wisdom save. He goes, "Am I going to have to separate you from this other one?"
I keep
Cannot
moving.
respond.
Oh, I cannot respond. But yeah, I try to get as fast as I can to get over to the other one and hit that instead.
Okay. So you try to move.
But
Yes.
you're grappled, so
No,
Wasn't he just putting his
just
hand
put.
next to
Yeah,
us?
this hand is so big that it's just preventing him from attacking you. So it's basically taking up the square.
Yes. So I will move past the square.
All right, and as he witnesses this, he uses his reaction to pull a chain that you just now noticed that is attached to you, and with his other hand, and you are moved permanently further away, so that way you cannot reach him.
Okay. I try to remove the chain from me.
Okay.
Or break out of the chain. I don't care if I have to rip off part of me to do it, but I'm gonna try.
Your strength saving throw, strength, which it's the same for all your strength abilities, is currently at a modifier of 0. So you can attempt to remove
So
the chain.
plus 2 then, because I am proficient in it, or
You are no longer proficient in this particular ability. Because it's a physical
12.
stat. 12? You manage to pull on the chain. However, the chain is far too hard for you to pull off the wall or anything.
No, I don't try to pull the chain off. I try to rip off pieces of myself to get out of it.
Okay, if you're going to attempt to do that, you will take damage.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead. Make another strength.
12.
Another 12? Okay,
Yes.
your body is very malleable, and you manage to pull your arm out. However, you rip off a bunch of the top layer of your skin, and you take. This is probably going to knock you unconscious.
Ironhead came into the world, kicking and screaming.
I'm
You
fine.
take 3
I'm fine.
damage. You're still alive?
Yes.
Okay, you are now free, and as you do so, just now that you are having to deal with this thing, you look at this thing that's currently been making you even more frustrated and angry, and you see what looks like it's classified as a large creature, and you are classified at the moment as a medium creature. And so it's larger than you. And
Hey, one positive thing for Ironhead, he grew.
yeah, that's true. Either way,
No, dwarves are medium.
Oh.
yeah, I think so. But if you were a small creature, you would have grown technically. But either way, you sort of look up at this creature, large red body, completely red, and huge bat wings on its back, and it's just sort of just sitting there. Its clawed feet and extremely long tail are just sort of nonchalantly laying off to the side as it's currently just leaning over nonchalantly towards you, and it's sort of just puts its entire body between you and the other creature, and it is going to attempt to grapple you. Which, if you're going to use Dex, I recommend not, because you have a -3.
Ooh,
I'm using
boy.
strength, of course.
And so you're going to have to try to resist with strength.
Yes. You're still sharing your screen, just so you're aware.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea. Well, I didn't have anything that you guys couldn't see up anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't think it was a big deal. So
Okay.
just because it's been a while, I said it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So he is going to roll.
Unnatural 1.
I mean, it's entirely possible. But, let's see. He has a plus. He doesn't have a special thing for athletics or anything, so +8.
That's not a natural 1. Reroll.
Unfortunately, you do not have any abilities such as that at the moment. Grabs onto your small flesh-like body, and then he opens the chains again, and forcibly moves your arm into the chain and clasps it back on you, and he says,
Do I get an attack at him while he's doing that?
that's technically all on his turn. You used your entire turn to escape.
Okay, so I get an attack of opportunity when he moves his hand back.
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
that's true. That's true. But he first clasps the iron back on you.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
before you attack him, he says, "Am I really gonna have to make you unconscious?"
I attack.
And then he moves his hand away.
13.
13. No. You're still just pounding on this extremely large compared to you, but still you're just not you're just pounding on the side of this thing. Not doing anything. Runk,
Okay.
what have you been
Yeah.
doing since this has been happening? It's been like 5 turns.
Well, trying to stay away from the one that's trying to pummel me because I'm nearly knocked out again.
That's true. So
And trying to find maybe a way out.
okay, so you look at yourself. Make a perception check to see what you perceive while you're just panicking. All right, 20. And all your mental stats, you have proficiencies in. If you have proficiencies in them, then you still do.
Okay.
But however, your physical stats are completely changed, at least for the moment. You you are looking around. You notice that you're in what looks like a stone cubby hole. And you sort of glance out in your panicked state, and you see the large red creature. But you also look out and you see that it looks like you're in what can only be compared to a bazaar. So there's like stalls across the way with these weird, hunched over creatures that look like something out of a nightmare. Like winged, stereotypical demon-looking creatures. Just sort of moving around things at their stall, bartering with other stereotypical-looking demon-type creatures. Like winged creatures that are black and have horns, that sort of thing. And clawed feet and clawed hands, and they're just sort of they look like they're bartering with each other, trying to get something, and chained to the wall.
Can
It's
I
black
perhaps?
chain that's wrapped around one of your wrists, and it seems like your skin sometimes folds over it, and then almost like liquid then passes over it, and then onto other parts of your body. It's kind of weird. And the chain is black, and it connects to the stone wall.
Can I pull my arm out without harming myself?
You can Attempt to do what he did first, which is break the chain, which is your strength, which you have 10. A 10, which is a 0 modifier.
Yeah, so let's see if I can just easily pull it out, and after that I'm just going to hide, trying to... Nope.
You just pull. Nothing happens.
I'm just trying to stay out of sight, trying to get away, trying to get, well, out of here wherever I am.
You were a lizard man before, so you had some natural strength, even if you didn't train in it. You feel a lot weaker, even compared to that. And you just sort of pulling on this thing, and you're just like straining your muscles. So you feel as though you don't even really have muscles to speak of. As you're pulling on this chain, it feels like you couldn't pull it off, even if you pulled as hard as you could, due to the fact that you rolled so low. So you are stuck to this wall, unless if you try to hurt yourself to be detached.
No. You said that my form is more liquid. Can I perhaps just like slip it out with when it does that?
You can try, but you saw what the other creature was doing, and it pulled a bunch of skin off. So you're still going to risk it if you
No,
try
I'm
to do
not
that.
trying to hurt, but I'm going to try and hide, try to stay out of sight.
Okay, you can try to hide in this stone cubbyhole, but this creature can easily just glance over and see where you are. You can't escape
I have
this
a -3 giving me 3 stealth bonus.
No, you actually have a -3 stealth bonus in this case.
Yes,
yeah, but I'm proficient in it.
You're
Yeah,
no
but it doesn't
longer
matter.
proficient in that skill.
Oh, bugger.
At least for the moment. So you have a -3 in stealth.
Oh, bugger. Do my spells still work? Question mark.
No.
You can attempt to try and cast one.
Because
you can attempt to.
Toss it out,
What
Trace.
spell? Okay. You attempt to do that, and you just feel like part of your brain is missing, and whatever you used to use to cast that, it just isn't there anymore. Like you can't access that part of your existence anymore, and nothing happens.
Mm.
The creature looks at the one that is currently struggling. Are you still trying to hit him?
Yes, of course. If he's in melee range, I try to hit them.
Okay, so you can take your opportunity attack as well as 2 more attacks.
I already took that and that missed, but I can try again. 2 more
okay.
attacks. 13, the highest one, so no.
No. He just watches you and he says...
Is he still there? Or okay,
yeah, his arm is still nearby, and he goes, I hate it when they're broken, when you get them. And he...
Broken or feisty.
He's basically indicating that your mind is just too angry, and it's broken in some way. So,
he's very angry right now. He doesn't even have a beard. What is this?
It's true. If you did have a beard, it melted off.
Precious beard.
He grabs onto your body, and he just sort of looks into your face as he, with his extremely sharp teeth and elongated jaw, and he just flicks you upside the head. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Your Constitution bonus is 0.
19.
Wow. He sees that you're still awake, and he goes...
My turn to hit him. 17. That's the highest so far. Please say it.
No, that does not hit him. You literally have to roll on the dice.
15.
No. 16. You have to roll on your dice 16 in order to hit it.
Yes, I will one of these days.
Armor class 19.
So he goes, and then he flicks you in the head again. Another Constitution saving throw.
Please make it 15. That's high.
He goes, and he's really angry. But you do get one more attack,
Yes.
which you don't hit with.
Nope.
Yes.
And he goes, and he just wails off and punches you, and he's just gonna deal damage.
Oh gosh.
So
Well, that was Kildrak. No, Kildrak, I mean Ironhead.
You have to hit me first. My AC is super high.
He has a plus 14 to hit.
Natural 1, it's fine.
You have your AC is 7.
Yeah,
And he has a
natural one,
plus
it's fine.
14.
No.
So
That's not a natural 1.
19 to hit.
That hits. Yes.
But luckily for you, he is going to restrain himself because you are money and he doesn't want to kill you. So he rolls. He knows that this won't kill you. He deals 4 damage to you.
Oh god, he's
That's
still
my
up.
HP.
Oh, he's
No,
still
that's
up.
my HP.
So you are unconscious, which is what he was trying to do before. So he just goes. So, Runk, you just watch as his hand. It's sort of like he punches Play-Doh. You guys know what Play-Doh is, right?
Yeah.
It's like he just punched Play-Doh. So his body just forms into the shape of his fist, and it just sort of lays back. And he looks over to you, and he points to you, and he says, "Don't you get any ideas?"
I just instantly stick up my hands.
And he goes, "Good." And then he just sort of nonchalantly lays back.
I just move over and just start poking what is Ironhead like. Is he going to be okay?
You technically cannot reach him.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Because he moved him further away, so that way he couldn't reach you to kill you. So
One of these days.
let's see. If I like flail my arm around, does stuff fly off from me?
2 seconds.
okay. Yes. You're familiar with Pokemon, correct?
Yeah.
At least the first generation of Pokemon?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
You know Grimer then.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're like. So pieces do fly off, but when they do, they sort of just amalgamate back onto your body.
Well, I'm just going to go like fling towards Kildrak, trying to hit him to see if he's okay.
Okay. Well, I guess he's on the phone at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's knocked out, so he can't
yeah, he
respond as
is
well.
also knocked out, but technically something possibly would happen. And it looks like when your piece of liquid body part flings over towards him, it comes into contact with him, but not nearly hard enough to do damage. And it just sort of rolls off and starts almost like sludge going down a hill, except for it's on flat ground. It's just sort of going back towards you to reform back with your body.
Okay. So he doesn't wake up or anything.
No, it seems like he's unconscious.
Well, then I will
He's not just sleeping or anything. That guy punched him, so he's down for the count.
Well, we'll just let him sleep, I guess, then, and try to find a way out, and try to figure out where the hell we are.
All right. You can make a history check, and since your mental faculties are in place, you still have your regular bonus. You have no idea where this place is. You have no idea where you are. And usually you can look up in the sky, and you were decent tracker and everything. You look up in the sky, you don't recognize any star constellations or anything. The sky is dark and there's no stars.
Yeah, I had that wonderful wonder feat, which I can't use right now.
You look up. This is no place you've ever been, and you have a feeling this is no place on the material plane.
Yeah, I guessed as much. Let me just say out of character, 9 hells.
Either way, your character doesn't know that, so I won't answer.
So I'm correct. Gosh damn it. Okay,
Either
Yoink
way.
is in trouble.
So, you look over. Make an intelligence check, actually. Just straight intelligence.
14.
You have a feeling that there were 2 people making a ruckus in that town. You and one other person in particular. You have a feeling that since you 2 are together at the moment, and you 2 just woke up, you have a feeling that that's Goldrick.
We couldn't speak, right?
You can't speak and neither can he.
Can I write something in the cubby hole we are in? Is there like sand, gravel, or whatever we are currently standing on, or is it completely stone?
It's just stone.
Mm.
However, he is unconscious for the next hour. So even if you were to write something, and you actually think about writing something, and you start thinking of all the common words you know, and you realize you don't know common.
Draconic, dwarfish, Sylvan, do I know that?
You don't know any of those words.
Oh, bugger.
But you do have a language set in your mind. You're not sure what they are, but you can functionally use them. Or in your mind you can, but you can't vocalize them.
I'm gonna try and break it. Just trying to get free, but he said not something like him. I'm just trying to get my arm free so that I can move around a little. Not like oppose him or anything. No, that's not what I'm gonna do.
The red thing looks over towards you, and again, when you understand what he's saying, however, the words he's using you've never spoken ever, but you understand them somehow. And he goes, "What are you doing?" And he sort of just starts pushing you in a weird way. He's like touching you with the tips of his fingers, and it sort of like moves your body slightly.
Just
I've never had. Why did I have to make that deal?
So I look over to him, like curious of what he's saying about deal. What deal is he speaking of?
He looks at you and he notices that your face, though not your face that you had before, but you are making a strange facial expression. And he goes, "Oh, so you're curious, huh? You were a powerful warrior before, correct? You can move your body, so you can nod towards him."
Can I make my thumbs up?
Sure, you have melted fingers, and your melted thumb sort of sticks up. And he goes, "All right. You might be able to help me then. But you need to get your companion under control."
I stick up one of my fingers and try to imitate like what warrior he means. So I'm trying to make it look like I'm holding a bow or holding a sword
Okay.
to try and ask him what kind of warrior he means.
He goes, "It doesn't matter, as long as you're powerful. That's why I made the deal in the first place."
So I nod that, and then I point towards him and do like, yeah, hard to do to get him under control.
And he goes, "Yes, I realize you're a lemure, but I've got a plan about that."
Just give him a thumbs up.
"Just remain calm." Fortunately, he wouldn't calm down long enough for me to explain anything.
I just go like, kind of what he does.
He sees you shrug in your melted form, and he goes, "Alright, we'll wait for him to come back too, and we'll see about this deal another deal that I'm gonna make." Hate devils. Always have to make a deal in order to get anything done around here. And he just sort of leans against this stone cubbyhole.
Yeah, I just go with one hand on my cheek and go like, deals.
Yeah. He's sort of just looking over this bazaar at the moment. And I'll say an hour passes while you're waiting. You can try to interact with him if you want, but he's not very talkative, and he knows that you can't respond very well, so he's not gonna say much.
Well, can I? Well, if you said, as you say, I'm melty, so and I can let some parts of me let go. Can I try like, right, draw images to communicate with him?
You do have a language set at your disposal.
Yeah, but
you're just not sure where it came from, and you don't remember any of the other languages you knew.
Yeah, so
you can write in that language. You have the ability to, but you don't know where it came from.
So I'm going to try that. I'm just going to try and say hard to get him to understand.
So that's what you're going to write?
Yeah, but kind of like doubtful as well as I'm writing. Like I'm not sure if I'm actually doing it correct, but at the same time, I do have a feeling I'm doing correct. But at the same time, I'm not doing it correct. I have a feeling. As you said,
he looks down at what you're writing, and he says, "Seems you've kept some of your mental faculties. Well, that'll be useful." And he looks at what you wrote, and he says, "Yeah, I got that from the fact that he was trying to kill me. Failing at it, but..."
So I write down with an arrow hot head.
Mm-hmm. And the words that you're using are different words, but you're getting the same meaning across with what you're writing. And he goes, "All right, I guess that's something I'm gonna have to try to negotiate with him with."
And I write down that he is, well, was a dwarf, so might be something as well to do with it.
He goes, "I'm aware of what he and you are, or were, should say. You might be able to get something different, a little bit of a different form if you want, but you might be able to get your previous forms back. It depends on how this deal goes."
So Wang just puts his hands to his face and then does not another form.
He goes, "Well, just be patient."
I just stick thumb up and then just sit down by my chain, I guess.
So to sit down, you just sort of, your body just elongates at the bottom. And an hour later, as I said, Goldrick, you come to.
Okay.
You're
I have one
still
hit
this
points,
weird
or
thing. It wasn't a dream.
do I have 1 hit points or 13?
You have 1.
Okay.
And the other creature isn't there because that's just a pool of, well, whatever you are.
You still see, you're still in this stone thing, and you look over, you see the other thing that you were beating up before, and you see the big red thing just sort of nonchalantly leaning against the stone cubby. So his back is available to you if you wanted to attack him.
Oh god, no.
Okay, I will look around to see if I see anything else before I make a move.
Okay. Roll. What specifically are you looking for? Like a weapon or
Anything really, like anything I could use to get out of the situation.
well, there are many things that you could try to use to get out of this situation.
I just don't know what's in the room. So
The room, it's a stone cubby.
Yeah.
So it's like a wall, a ceiling, and a floor, and which is big enough to house both you and this other creature, and keep some distance between both of you. And you look outside. You see that there are these other devilish creatures, um, horned creatures, creatures with wings, black, red, browns, just obtuse-looking colors. They seem to be making transactions with creatures that look like yourself. And that's about it. You don't see any spare chains or anything in this area to help be like a weapon or anything. You don't see anything in this cubby that's loose or anything other than the chain that you currently have that's attaching you to the wall.
Okay. I look back down towards my beard. Is it still gone?
Yes, it is.
You look down and you just see melty skin.
Okay, so I start ripping out the chain again to get out.
And as soon as you start making noise, the red thing turns around and goes, "Hey! Stop!"
I try to break the chain without hurting myself this time. Like just
So strength.
break it off. 2.
This chain is a lot stronger than a 2.
I'm stubborn enough one of these times, so weaken it enough.
Alright, and he goes, I'm trying to do something, and I need your guys' assistance.
I try to answer him in language,
It
but I
comes out,
and I rip at the chain again. 14. No.
Nope. And he goes, this thing over here is runk.
So I just lift up my arm from my, well, poolish state and stick up my thumb and then let it just sink back in.
I try to respond, but you guys don't understand me, and I rip at the chain again.
Alright. He goes, you need to remain restrained, otherwise I'll be arrested.
So Rung just lifts his arm out of the pool and starts writing something that I hope he he must understand, since he does also understand what I understand currently in our current state, and just says, just be patient.
So you see that written by the other creature.
I'm really not patient at the moment, and I really am not concerned about him being arrested either. So
I write, if he is arrested, we aren't going anywhere. We aren't getting our bodies back, and we are going to stay like this forever.
Alright, you keep pulling.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So just like before, to check if he was alright, swing my arm out to hit him with whatever falls off of me.
Alright. A little globule of the other thing's body lands onto your body, and then slowly drips off and starts sliding over back towards its body. It doesn't do damage or anything.
I tried to squish the part that flew over to me.
Alright? You try to grab it and squish it or anything, and it seems like your body's almost like a semi-liquid, and so is the thing that you're attempting to grasp, and it just squeezes out of your hand and continues going back towards it. Seems like it has a magical property.
Then I will rip at the chain again. With a tree. And he'll just keep doing that.
So,
Alright?
as he
I'll
keeps
say
going...
that
Go on.
I'll say that the equivalent of 10 turns go by.
Okay, so
Roll 10 more times.
17, was that dead?
That loosens it, but you have to have multiple successes in order to break this chain.
15 was the second one.
Alright, it is quite loose. However, it is at this point that the large red creature goes, "Stop it! Our deal... our client is arriving." And you see what looks like... Let's see... I actually didn't decide this beforehand.
Because he didn't predict us to die.
Yes. You see what looks like a creature of approximately equal size to this red creature, who is your current captor. Starts, and it's on all fours. It's very, very, very skinny. White in color. Extremely long, bony fingers. Its feet look almost like clawed paws. And it has digigrade, I think is the term, legs. Its tail is spined on both sides, the top and the bottom. And it has a large spike on the end of its tail, and it has 6 insectoid-like wings, and it's just sort of crawling over.
Is it crawling past me?
It's crawling up towards the red creature. It's
So
too
it's-
far away for you to hit.
Okay.
Don't think you want to mess with this guy.
Absolutely, I want to hit everything I see at the moment.
And
So
it
I
just
keep...
sort of crouches
Well, if that's
animalistically.
the case, I'm going to distract Ironhead with just globules of me trying to keep him distracted.
Okay.
I keep ripping at the chain for this entire event happening.
Well, you
Okay.
are being hit by small little globules you wanted to crush before.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. I can't crush them, so I'm crushing the chain.
Alright.
And
So
I'll use it to kill all 3 of the demons.
I'll say that you roll 3 more times.
3 more times. I think that's 3.
No.
Yeah.
You don't succeed on any of those. Therefore, the white thing sort of just sits in an animalistic position, its hands between its legs, and it motions its head towards Goldrick and says, "Why can't you control your lemure?" And the red creature goes, "That one was spirited in life." And he sort of just waves back, and he's going to attempt to hit you
Natural 1.
with a plus... what was it again?
14, I thought. It was
Plus...
14.
Yes, 14.
Natural 1, it's fine.
You still get hit because you're AC 7.
No, natural 1 always misses. Even if my AC is lower than the total sum.
Yeah, but it's 20, so
Whoops,
yeah, you're
it's not plus 18. So he deals 2 damage to you, which you only had 1. So you go unconscious, and you have to start making death saving throws.
Sure.
So he goes, I hope that thing doesn't die, but are you
How
here to
many?
make a deal? Until you
Just,
either die
okay.
or
Yeah,
not.
I'm dead.
Oh, god damn it.
He looks back and he goes, he places his hand on the pile of gunk, and a black aura surrounds it. Suddenly, you are back to life.
And I'm very angry.
You are not conscious, however.
Oh, okay.
Just keeps you knocked out for the rest of the time.
Just wait until I wake up. I'll get you.
And he goes,
Question is, are you still Kildrick then? Are you still a dwarf then?
he goes, I was hoping to make a deal with these things, but if it doesn't cooperate, I'll just sell it for a different one. And he goes, and the creature goes, the spirited ones usually just get put in jail or something until they learn to cooperate, however many thousands of years that takes. And he goes, all right, but are you willing to help me with this one or not? He goes, yes, just bring them with you. If the other one decides to cooperate, make a deal with it too.
So Runk is just a pool, just arms slowly raises and sticks his thumb up to cooperate and then lowers again.
He grabs the 2 chains and he starts dragging the lifeless body of Goldrick along with you, and he attaches it to a big metal ring that he has around his wrist that has multiple attachment points on it. And he just attaches you both to 2 attachment points. And he just starts dragging you along and walking down the street. And he walks way faster than you can even walk. So you are literally just being dragged.
So,
His movement speed is
well,
30. Yours is
Like 5 or something.
let's see.
well, yours is 0.
Sure.
Your speed is half, technically. His.
Okay, well, I have to be constantly running to keep up.
Yeah. And he's just dragging the lifeless pile of gunk that is Goldrick's body. And you guys start going down the street. And you start seeing different tents with different people. This one that you notice, it has this guy with a turban, and also like part of the turban wrappings goes down around his throat and mouth, so all you can see is eyes. And you notice that the rest of his body seems to be wrapped up similarly, and you just see his eyes, which are glowing like embers, so yellowish and reddish in color. And he seems to be talking to somebody. And this other thing just looks like a hunched over thing with spikes all over it. And he passes him an item off of the table, and the thing that is just hunched over with the spikes on it just grabs one of the creatures that looks like you and just throws it behind the counter that the guy has. Like, not even caring how he treats it. And the guy behind the counter just rubs his hands together and goes over towards the creature menacingly before you guys manage to pass by. And there are similar scenes happening all over this particular section that looks like a bazaar or market. And he pulls you until you're out of this area that has buildings, and you're sort of in a more open plaza type area, but there's nobody around. And the white creature just sort of crouches in the middle of it, and he goes, And you see a few flying creatures just land down. They're tiny, and they look almost like uh, little gremlins or something with wings. And they just sort of land next to him, and they look at the white thing, and they go, "Yes, master." And he goes, "Bring me the prisoners." And they go, "Yes." And they all fly off, a huge flock of them. And he looks down and he goes, "We're gonna have to see if this thing will cooperate." And he goes over towards Goldrick's currently unconscious corpse, and he grabs it in his hand, and it sort of just starts melting down. And he goes, "Awaken." And it just, his head starts to rouse up. Goldrick, you are now in the hand of this white creature that you saw earlier.
First, same as last time, I'll scan around to see what's there first.
All right, make a perception check.
Just with my stats or with different stats? Oh, okay.
So you look around, and you see the gremlins with wings type creatures that flew away. A huge flock of them. Otherwise, you just see tall buildings surrounding you. It's like a triangular fork. So there's a road that goes one way, and then it's on each point of the triangle. It's an equilateral triangle. Each point of the triangle has a road going a different way. And this place is currently empty. And you see the 3 demonic-looking creatures that you saw before.
Okay. Do they say anything while I'm looking around, or?
The white one says, "Are you going to cooperate, or are we going to have to lock you up?"
I think I'm gonna notice that my beard is not there, and then I'm gonna attack him.
All right. So if you choose to attack him, roll to hit.
What's the language I speak when I yell out and stuff?
You don't speak any language.
Okay, so I try to yell out something.
So you hear, and
13.
okay, and he doesn't hit him. I don't think. I didn't actually look at this creature's AC. No, that definitely doesn't hit him. And he goes, "I understand you're frustrated. We're attempting to make a deal with you, so you can be returned to your former self if you wish."
If I'm a dwarf, can you have him make a persuasion roll or something?
Sure. I mean, he can. I don't know how persuasive he is.
Charisma.
I think I know what it is, but I won't. But is it a bone devil? Sounds like bone
I
devil.
have his stats in front of me. Don't worry. I have his stats.
Okay, you said you didn't know, so I'm just trying to
I
help
just
out.
didn't read his stats because I didn't
Oh,
expect to have to use them.
yeah. Oh, okay. He can use deception, but that's a +7.
However,
His charisma self is +3.
However, you can metagame based on what bonus I'm using.
No, but I'm gonna try to use my insight to see if I believe if he can really restore me.
Oh, well, he rolled a 6.
So 9.
He is attempting to convince you that he is trying to help you, and he's not doing a very good job of hiding his intentions, which is that he wants you to do something for him. In exchange, you will have something done for you.
I roar out again, and then I wait for him to see what he says.
All right, and he goes, all right, at least you're not hitting me anymore. Seems that I got through to him. And he looks over to the red thing and he says, well, just explain what you want then. This other thing seems to be cooperating. And he drags the other Runk over to hear the explanation. And
Runk sits up and just handles his hand handles his hand and just listens, like ready to listen to see if he can agree with the deal they're gonna make.
he goes, all right. We purchased you from a particularly erratic demonic being, or devilish being, I suppose is the proper terminology. And we were hoping that you could help us kill off one of our rivals. We seem to have a hard time putting him down, and he has deals with all the right people. So if we had outside help, we could get around those deals.
So Runk writes down, are we talking about the one that was given? Well, killed us and brought us here, or a different one?
You can't speak.
Well, right.
Oh,
He
right.
can write it with his goopy body. And they go. And the bone colored one, the whitish colored one goes, I can't believe this thing can write. Usually they can't do anything. And the red one goes, well, I guess it's true that they were pretty powerful.
I hear that too, right? So I try to write dwarves can do everything. I don't know if I can write as well, but
You're saying weird phenomena where you're using a language that you never heard before or seen written before, but you somehow know what it is and you can write it.
I write dwarves can do everything.
Alright, and he goes, right, and he looks over towards the white one, and the white one goes, well, the one who sold you to us said that we were to make you more powerful, or our underlings or whatnot, that we couldn't use you against him. So we can't do that. However, you are not bound by the contract, so you can do whatever you want. But we would have to ask you to be bound by this contract and take out our enemy.
So Runk puts up his hand and says, let me see. Because Runk is not easy to be fooled by a contract. He might be a lizard folk, but he isn't fooled that easily.
Alright? He puts a page down in front of you. Goldrick, what do you do?
I'm waiting to see the contract.
Okay, so you want the contract as well?
Yes.
Okay. He puts you down. He's no longer holding you in his long, bony fingered grasp, and he puts a page in front of you.
So Runk just starts reading through everything, even keeping the small details in check.
Okay, so I don't have a perfect contract written, considering I wasn't expecting to go down this path. But I did have some idea that if you died, then this might happen. He puts the contract in front of you. So it's not going to be airtight, but I'm going to say that it's airtight. So the things that I say, you can't get out of. You can't get out of.
Okay.
Basically, I'm not a lawyer and I can't come up with perfect legalese and everything. So, basically, the contract is that here's the non-negotiable. It says required on the part of the contract. And it says defeat the devil known as Lark. Unquestionably defeat him, as in he's never going to come back, sort of situation. So defeat him entirely, destroy him, and bring back evidence of his defeat to the names of both of them, which I'm actually going to come up with later, because I have a feeling we're going to continue this later. Let's see.
I'm assuming like when we kill him in his plane, like he will disappear or something, so it's kind of hard to bring back evidence. Because when they get destroyed in their home plane, they just completely get obliterated.
They do get destroyed. However, there is evidence of them that remains. Otherwise, alchemists that require demon and devil parts wouldn't be able to have those parts, because that's the only way you can get those parts. Because if they're destroyed on a different plane, they turn into goop, which is the goop is also usable in alchemy. However, it's not as useful as individual parts for depending on what you're doing. So if they're killed on a different plane, they turn into goop, and they return back to their home plane.
Okay.
But if they're killed on their home plane, then their body still remains. And they are destroyed. They can't return.
Yeah.
That's the part that's special about it. Killing them there. And he goes through and lists basically penalties for not doing it. If you don't do it within a timely manner, which is described as if adequate travel time to get there and adequate time to defeat him, like come up with a plan and defeat him, which is 2 days, the time to come up with the plan and defeat it. However, it's just adequate travel time to get to this creature's location. Otherwise. If you decide not to, you'll become these creatures that you currently are, and you won't be able to become anything else for 1,000 years. Yeah, that's the required portion of the contract. There are 3 other paragraphs, each of which are negotiable. So you don't have to, these aren't required. However, if you do these things, you can gain extra stuff, or you can simply just upgrade and give more stuff to get them later if you don't succeed. So basically, if you kill only him and no one else, you gain, let's see. So it's basically optional objectives. If you kill him and no one else, you gain, you can basically summon, let's see, 3d4, I think. 3d4 imps. 1d4 chain devils, or one, let's see.
But this is a one-time use, right?
You can only choose one of these.
Okay, so one for each of us, or one total?
One for each of you.
Okay.
Or one, I think, 1d4, what's the challenge rating? No, wait, I got that wrong. So, it's for 1d4 bearded devils and one chain devil. One chain devil. Those are the options. But you get basically a piece of paper that says that it's good for that, and you have to burn it in order to cash in the contract. So if you complete that optional objective, or if you don't complete the optional objective, you can give your soul. There's another one that allows you to basically open a portal to the Nine Hells. And you get that by doing this stealthily, as in nobody is aware that you killed them. Killed this creature. And you get, basically, you can either permanently create a portal or simply open a temporary portal. If you create a permanent portal, people who, like if you're running away from somebody, people can just go through. But you can have that permanent portal so that way you can make deals whenever you want, that sort of thing. But you can also create a temporary portal which vanishes after you go through it. Each of you will get one use of that. And if you fail the objective, you can still offer up your soul to get that one. And if you offer up your soul, you get all of them. So if you fail any of them, and you offer up your soul, you'll get all of them. And one more thing. If you complete this objective, so the final optional objective, basically, if you kill him, there was one for nobody knowing. This one is for
Everyone knowing. Public execution.
No. If you kill him and make it look like another demon violated the contract, and they have this demon named, violated the contract not to kill this guy, or devil, I should say. What's the dude's name?
Unnamed devil number 3.
Yeah, for now I could just set it as that. If you frame him, then basically you can summon a pit fiend for 24 hours. And it is loyal to you until those 24 hours are over. The other summon is permanent. Those guys follow you around until they are sent back to the plane. As in, forcibly sent back, which means till their health reaches 0. So, those are the optional objectives. I hope you guys wrote those down, because I'm not going to remember the exact wording on those.
I don't have the exact wording either, but yeah. No. We'll first have to succeed them to be able to use them. It's basically just stealth kill. Nobody know it was us. Only kill him, not knowing it was us, and then framing someone.
Yep.
Yeah, so Ruk is just sitting there and looks up, then writes, maybe a little short on time. I mean, 2 days.
We were assured that you guys were resourceful.
I add on mine, need hammer and beard.
And he goes, don't worry, you will have a form, a better form than this current one.
With beard.
He goes, your form can definitely have a beard depending on which one you choose.
Okay. So I will give that when you said that there was no fine print on anything keeping us other than that, so I guess I could sign it, right?
No,
I would have been-
these are devils. They're gonna be upfront with you. They're
Yeah.
not gonna try to trick you.
So I will sign it.
All right, Brunk.
Lunk is just making sure that he isn't like being tricked into something. He's just making sure that there isn't something he missed. He wants to be
Okay, you
sure.
can roll an extra investigation check in case. But in the large print, there's definitely nothing untoward.
Nice.
You read the fine print. It's basically forfeiting your soul if you fail to complete, that sort of thing. But as long as you have, as long as you're confident in your skills, killing this other thing shouldn't be a problem. The optional objectives might be, but you don't have to complete those.
Okay. So that, well, Lunk agrees with it agrees with the Ironhead, and well, I guess we should sign somewhere. He doesn't know where or how or what.
He said, the white one says, "Don't worry. They should be arriving soon, and you'll have more apt forms for signatures." And you see, he turns around and he's like, "Oh, there they are." And you see the flock of gremlin-like devils flying towards you. And they are currently, there's like 5 or 6 on each of one of these things, but they are currently carrying tied up and bound figures, and they bring them to you, in front of you. And here's what is going to happen. In front of you are, I'm going to give you 6 options.
Which one of them has beards?
There is one with a beard.
That's the one I'll take.
However, the beard, I'll go in order.
Okay, sure.
So, let me just double check here. So, 6 options. Just looking through all the things here. Okay, so first option is this weird, hunched over, completely naked, green looking, it has spikes all over its body.
Oh, so this is like all demons and stuff, or
They're
devils?
devils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we look at the book or no?
If you ask him, which I can say you easily do, so you can ask him what these things are. If you do, then I'll say that you can look in the book.
Okay, I'm just asking because I don't want to do it if it's not fine.
Yeah. So, do you, either one of you, ask him what these things are?
Well, Luke is kind of curious because he said forms, so he's curious about the forms, what they are.
Okay. Well, then this makes this a little bit easier. So, first one's Barb Devil. Green, spiked body, got a tail, and apparently has the ability to hurl flames. You can have that as your new body. And now the one that has a beard that you might be interested in. It is the Bearded Devil, which he can actually attack with his beard. So, his beard is made of tentacles. He looks relatively like a normal humanoid of some sort. However, his beard is animate and moves around like tentacles and can be used as an attack. Okay. Next one is Chain Devil. And
so how do you do it like CR wise? Because I mean, some of them are CR3 while the other are CR8.
yes, basically you're going to have your character stats, except you're going to have a few extra abilities, basically.
Oh, okay. So basically, if I take the Bearded Devil, I get the Bearded Attack, and Devil Sight, and Magic Resistance, and Can't Be Frightened.
Yeah, sure.
And like the Bearded Devil would be, it gets Hurl Flame Attack, and Devil Sight, and Magic Resistance, and Barbed Hide.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
things like
that's
that.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, there's the chain one, which is the chains are constantly moving all over his body. Seems like he's dressed in them. So those are the first three. Next one, because you both would just choose this one if I just gave you the stats of them.
Yeah.
Is an insectoid-looking ice-covered being. And it has a spear in its hand, or on its back, technically. So you get the spear variant for that one. So it also has the spear that it can use to attack with. And it has the wall of ice ability, and you can use your claws and stuff, but either way. And there's, let's see, let me go back. Let's see. Yeah, sure, I'll allow this one. You see what looks like a woman. It actually looks relatively similar to the secretary. It's the Arrhenius. And that one has the rope of entanglement also, as well as the weapons. And then there's the spined one, which, out of all of these, I think I made sure. No, wait, the Arrhenius has the ability to fly as well. This one has the abilities to fly, but it can also shoot spines and whatnot.
So yeah, I'm definitely going for the Bearded Devil.
Yes, I figured as much.
I was gonna do it either way.
Erringus can't really find it.
Arrhenius?
Yeah, how do you spell it?
Well, if you're looking in the book, it's on the page after Chain Devil, which is 73, I think.
Let me see.
And it is spelt Errinyes.
ER.
Yeah, IN.
Ah, there it is. Hmm.
And that was actually, it looks relatively similar to the secretary that you fought.
I continue to ask Hammer, my hammer, where?
Pick one, and you will see.
I picked the Bearded Devil.
Alright, so as that happens, the imps put it in a laying down position in front of you, and it's just sort of laying down on the ground, tied up with its arms behind its back, and its tentacles are even restrained with what looks like a metal clasp that's holding them in place, so that way they can't lash out. And it's just sort of looking up at you, and it goes, "Don't do this."
What
And
did it say?
it said, "Don't do this" to you. But either way, one of the imps comes over with your warhammer and passes it to you. Luckily, you are still able to grasp it.
I grasped it, yeah.
Alright. You have a feeling you know what you're supposed to do.
I kill it.
It can't move, so automatic crits for a bunch of hits. And then suddenly you notice that there is, automatic crits for a bunch of hits. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And you smash its head in. You notice that there's this black inky gunk. And suddenly you just feel the urge to just put it all over yourself for some reason. You're not sure why.
I just do it.
Alright, you start putting it all over yourself, and suddenly your amorphous form just starts to straighten up, and you turn into a bearded devil.
Yeah. I just I was writing stuff down while you were explaining. But yeah, I tried to grab the hammer with my beard now to see if I can swing it around.
Let's see. Let's see how prehensile the beard is. Technically it can't grab anything, and the barbs on the beard have poison in them. So that's a cool thing. But either way, they're not prehensile enough to wrap around the handle.
Okay. So it doesn't work.
No. You're a little bit taller, too. You're still classified as medium, but you're still taller than a dwarf.
So yeah, I say this will do. Now, where's the thing we're supposed to kill?
Well, wait for your companion, and then we will give you directions.
I do that while I write stuff down.
Okay.
Barb Devil.
You're going with barbed?
Yep.
Alright, so the green-looking, he's medium in size. He's shorter than your original form. However, perhaps you just like the abilities that they described to you on this particular one. I'm not sure as a DM, but you are. Either way, they say, "Here, put him down," and they put him down into a completely defenseless position, and they give you your weaponry.
Well, which is a lot. I mean, I have bow and arrow, I have daggers, I have a mace.
Yeah, they give you everything, even the weapons that you didn't really care about that much.
I just make it quick.
What weapon do you use?
My dagger is no ordinary dagger. It's made from bone.
Alright, sure. So how do you do it?
Slit throat at first and then down.
Alright. So he goes, and then the life just drains from it. And you have the same feeling, like you have to cover yourself in its blood.
Well, obviously it just happens.
Alright. You just cover your entire amorphous body in its blood, and then suddenly you just... and your amorphous form just turns into this barbed devil. Now, they give you the rest of your inventory, so you have everything. Apparently that was part of the deal that they made with that thing that they got you guys from. Is that you needed your equipment in order to be as efficient as you were before. However, they didn't have the power at their disposal, at the moment at least, to turn you back to your native form, so they just worked it the way that demons work, or devils work, which is if you kill one, you can become it. So they just allowed you to kill some prisoners that they had, and you became the form that you wished. So then they dismiss the flying gremlin-like creatures, and they take the other ones that you didn't use, and they fly away with them, and they say, "Not bad. Not the forms I would have chosen, but not bad. So, you ready to head out?"
Yeah.
In a second, I'm just writing stuff down. My new
Alright.
attacks and shit.
Okay. Sure.
Well, I have something here so that I can just see what the hell I can do. But yeah, I can just add them temporarily.
So you have your regular stats are back. Technically, you would have had your physical stats and mental stats conform with the creature, but this is more fun. You just have your stats that you had before. Your armor class is the one that you had before. Everything is the same except for you have a few extra abilities. At least for the moment. So, however, Runk is completely nude and actually has dangly bits. But you can put your armor on. You're not sure how it's going to work on this creature, but you can try. You still have it in your possessions. But you can try to cover yourself up. You probably have traveler's clothes or something like that that you can try to put on. However, if you do, your spines are going to stick through and completely ruin them.
Yeah, not that Ron cared much about clothing because he was more like...
The only question I have is the ability glaive. When I attack somebody, I start to make them bleed. Would that be able to use... Because it uses the same damage dice as my Warhammer, and it's a two-handed weapon. So would I be able to just use my Warhammer instead?
I'll say that... actually, let's make this interesting. They have... it seems like once you became that creature, your hammer got like a glaive-like point on the top of it. So there's the hammer part which you can use. However, it can retract and extend. So if you want to use the bleeding ability, you can still use it.
Nice, okay. And I'll just add one for the bleeding with minus to hit. Yeah, I like this. This is cool.
Right. And your beard attack is the same as the beard attack in the book. So it technically has a poison that you can use.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, the DC would be based on my constitution, or...
I'll say that the poison is a very particular type of poison, and it's based on the one in the book, which is 12.
Okay.
So yeah, Runk has just a +0 in his strength modifier, so yeah, he isn't the strongest, but his dex is incredible, so yeah, pretty much...
the glaive, though, is that based on the same, just flat 12?
I'll say that since it's part of your hammer, it's got the hammer enchantment and everything, because your hammer is enchanted, isn't it?
Oh, so it's a +2. So it's a 14 then, or?
It's whatever your hammer attack is, except...
I meant the DC, because there's a DC on the bleed effect, is what I was asking about.
Oh, the DC on the bleed effect. Okay. DC 12. I'll say that it's 12 as well.
12?
Yeah, just to make it easier.
Okay. Is that +2 for the hammer, or no?
You know what, I'll let it. So 14. However, your companion, who is the Barb Devil, has... Every time he gets hit, he can apply damage to his opponent.
Yeah, then there is just one tiny thing. What do I use? Because Runk is more dex-based than strength-based, so...
You have your weapons, so your weapons work the same. However, if you want to use attacks for your like your claws or your tail, those work on your those are dex-based attacks with proficiency.
Oh boy, lucky me.
And it's the same with your beard. Their attacks, whichever you use more, which is strength or dex based on your class. So uses whatever that is, plus your proficiency and everything for your beard. So that way you don't have to roll just +5 for the beard, and then you'll be like, why would I ever use the beard? So it's kind of like that. And for your hurl flame, it's a ranged spell attack.
Yeah, so that's my
it
wisdom.
would work on your spell abilities, which you have spells. So it should work. You should have that already. All that stuff.
Yeah, the only thing is I don't know what level that is.
Okay.
It's hurl flame, which is a particular ability.
Nice.
Hurl flame does a particular type of damage.
That fire damage.
Which is 3d6.
Yeah.
So it just does a 3d6.
Okay.
It's not like fireball or anything. It's an actual innate ability that this creature has to create flame in its hand and throw it.
Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, we are well, they said to blame it on another devil, right?
If you succeed in doing so, then you get something special, basically.
Well, we could blame it on ourselves. I mean, we're devils after all.
It said a specific demon. Or devil, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it's a named person. Somebody that they want to set up.
Well, did we get any names, or do we get any names?
We did, but we don't have it yet.
Yeah,
but
I didn't
either way, I'm not interested in framing part. I'm just gonna go there and kill it. If you manage to find a way to do it stealthily, you're welcome to. But we have a time limit on us.
Yeah, we got to go right now. Then
you haven't signed it yet, so you're still not under contract yet.
Why don't we kill these two instead?
And how are we gonna get out? How are we gonna get our bodies?
That's fine. That's fine. Just sell your soul.
You sell your first.
Well, you know the creature that you just were. You would be that until you can find an opportunity to kill whatever another thing, like you just did.
Yes,
so if you sold your soul, you would turn into that thing.
So, not do it.
And you saw how hard it was to beat that red guy up. So basically, unless if he lets you, you're not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, if he's tired of living, then only then he would allow it.
Though there are instances of people becoming demons, so it can happen, but it might just take you a really long time for you to find your opportunity.
So I have one more question for the guys before I actually sign it. How much time has there passed?
Well, it's adequate traveling pace, so the 2 days.
No, not that. Not that. I mean, from the point we died and now we're here. That kind of time.
Well, to be honest, the person we got you from, they looked kind of sick, and they looked like they were in a hurry to.
I start laughing at that, and I ask him. So did you see his pig nose? He was turning into a werepig, I tell him.
Well, we saw something. Not pig-like, though. And he wanted his problem dealt with quickly. We had what he needed, and he had what we needed. Some powerful warriors in the form of our... So, we made a deal. He no longer has his problem, and we have you.
Oh, semi. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. And how long ago was that?
We'll get another chance to kill him.
Yeah, but his problem was the werewolves, the giants.
No. His problem was
you weren't
he's
there, so you
infected
don't
with
know.
the disease, and he wanted healed from the disease.
Ah.
So he's healed from the disease because they had the ability to get rid of it from him.
Okay, that's good.
But unfortunately, he had to give you guys an exchange. So, luckily or unluckily, you are now under the employ of these guys until you complete this contract.
Well, we didn't sign anything yet, but okay, we guess we signed it, and then we will.
And this is like not binding. We don't have to stick around and it's their puppets. We're free to do as we please after, right?
Yeah, as long as you do this, then you're considered free agents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, before I actually sign it, do they want to frame anyone in particular?
Yes, they do. I just haven't given you the specific name. That's all. But you still have to travel.
Well, I asked them if they have anything planned at the location prepared.
Well, that's the thing. Contracts go all the way down to the bottom, if you get my meaning. We're not allowed near his premises. That's why we need exterior agents to take care of this situation.
Well, if we were to try and frame him, it would take longer.
That's why you got 2 days. 1 day to get in there and do whatever you need, and shouldn't be too hard. We were told that you were relatively resourceful.
Yeah, I'm resourceful at killing people, not framing them.
Well then, perhaps that extra contract, part of the contract, just doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I'm not interested in framing him anymore.
Yeah, they don't have an item on them, because if they did, they would just do it themselves. That's the problem. That's the thing. The contracts, they can't go outside of them unless if they find a hole in the contracts that they can exploit, or they have exterior agents do their dirty work for them, which is what they're trying to do with you. You guys are new demons or devils, basically. So you have no contracts binding towards you. So basically, you can do whatever you want until the higher ups decide or figure out that you guys are wandering around unchained and they want to leash you.
Yeah, so Lurk asks a few things like, who do you want to frame, and what might be their symbol or such ritual or whatever for his followers to be
in the contract. They gave a specific name. I, as the DM, just don't have the name.
Oh, okay.
So you know the name of the demon. You just don't know much about them.
I'm not interested at all in him.
Okay,
so unless you want to do this entire thing on your own, then we're going to kill him.
Well, we better start getting to him then start making mush of him.
Technically, you still haven't signed it. You have to officially say that you've signed it. And once you do, you have to start heading.
I will sign it. I signed it a while ago. Yeah. It's signed.
Yeah.
And they say, alright, since you are signing, and they give you writing implements and everything if you don't have them. It's not a blood contract. Because if it was a blood contract, it would involve your soul. So, it's not a blood one. At least not yet. Unless if you want the extra things on the contract.
No, no, no.
So, they're basically trying to upsell you if you aren't as good as they thought you were. So that way they can try to rope you in again. So they are still trying to be devious with you. It's just that they're trying to be more open about it. They're not trying to hide anything from you. They're still trying to get. They're basically shrewd businessmen. If you buy they're like car salesmen. If you get this particular lease, then you can basically get another lease after this for the same price. So that way they can rope you in, that sort of.
Yeah, I just cross out the framing part before I sign it, and then sign it.
He says, "You can still do it even if you cross it out, but I understand what your meaning is. You're not interested. Gotcha." He's basically saying it's on the paper, so you can still do it.
Yeah, I know. Just to get my meaning across, like I'm not doing that, I'm not attempting that.
Yeah, so
Rogue will be like attempting. They're optional, so if they don't go, they don't go.
Yeah. So once you sign it, they say, "Alright. Now, for the direction you need to head. You need to head," and they actually know, but I need to look in the book.
Oh yeah, you know you're immune to fire and poison now, right?
Yes, I do.
Though you have a feeling that that might not be the least of your worries.
Yeah, because we're looking like this, so how we're gonna hide our identities? Current forms, more like.
Where we're hiding it? We're in hell.
And they go on to explain to you that if you wish to frame him, since you guys seem disinterested, but they still want you to do it, so they're gonna try to talk you into it. Basically, if you were to try to frame, you can do it while looking at yourselves, because they might have been trying to do something devious by doing the same thing that they're doing, basically. So it's completely plausible that they could have hired outside help, which means that they could be doing what they're doing. So it doesn't matter who's doing it exactly, as long as you connect it, draw a line connecting it to the person. So that way it's plausible that they did it rather than these guys. Because then that guy can get in trouble. So, what was I looking for? I was looking for the different levels of the house. Pretty sure there's one that's a maze, but I don't have it right in front of me.
I can find it.
But basically, you just have to get to the level, which means that you have to go on the river that connects all the levels. And there are ferrymen that will take you down, but you have to pay them, and they're giving you adequate payment to do so, because they don't want you to have no way of getting through.
Yeah.
Get where it is in the book. Other planes. The 9 hells, here it is. You guys are currently on the second layer, if I remember correctly, because the first layer doesn't even have a town in it. The second layer... Because the first layer, if I remember correctly, has, like, Tiamat and all kinds of other nice things on it. You are currently on Dis.
The first level, or this, yeah. And this...
Because it has the Iron City.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Which layer are we headed to? To Miniarus?
One of them that has Miniarus has a bog. Cyclopean cities. No, that's not. Pretty sure there's one that. Where are the Minotaurs? I'm pretty sure those are classed under devils.
I think Minotaurs are demons, actually. I can check.
I'm pretty sure that there's one that's like a maze. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong book.
Yeah, because the demon lord Baphomet, he's like the Minotaur one.
Let's see.
And he's a demon lord of the maze.
Okay. I might be wrong. Okay, then I'll have to change which one we're going to. Or that you have to go to.
There's also Baal. Let's see what Baal has again.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that's Minotaur is a demon.
Okay, that's fine. It was my mistake. I mix because they're relatively similar, so it's easy to get them mixed up. So here's where you're gonna go, I guess. Okay, so I think you guys are gonna go Striga.
Striga. Which one was that again?
5th layer.
So are we going down 3 layers?
You are currently on number 2, so you have to go to number 3, and then through number 4, but you can go along the river, which connects them all. So you can just get there using the river. You don't have to stop in the other ones. Let's see. And this place is a freezing hellscape. So it's ice-based.
Okay.
Frozen rivers and lakes and whatnot. And there's lightning in the sky constantly. And any flame that exists there burns cold.
So that will be a problem for my hurling fireballs.
And he says, it doesn't change your innate ability. It's just if you light a flame there from an exterior source. So basically, he's saying that your fire ability is still going to work the same. It's just
that's good.
If you're looking for, if you like light a tinder box or things like that, it's going to produce cold flames instead. It's just that your innate abilities allow you to create heated fire rather than cold fire.
Okay, that's good to know.
And he goes, well, you might want to hurry. You're technically on the clock.
Well, let's go.
And he goes, "That's where you might want to start looking." And he points towards one of the streets, which, in front of you, you see what looks like a river that is flowing red. You won't be penalized as long as you take the first ship that's available. But you'll have to wait for a ship to show up.
Yeah,
Which
I had that
I...
line. I leave. I'm done listening to them. I want to go kill something.
Alright, Runk, if you're still there.
No, going with him. He said, take the first ship available. He's never said how.
But
yeah,
they've given you a what looks like a silver coin. It doesn't look like a silver piece, so it's not worth a silver. It's quite big, a bit bigger, and it's got a particular design on it that you've never seen before.
Okay.
So you do have payment to get onto the boat. However, you could try to kill the ferryman if you want.
Yeah, not going to do that. Just let me think. Word.
I mean, you can. They won't object.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do. But the thing I'm going to do is, well, ask the ferryman how far this coin can get me, because I need to be at the 5th level.
Okay.
Well, not.
But you
Well,
you go
not
next.
well. No, not. I don't try to be obvious. It says 5th level and just hold up the coin.
Okay. Well, first you gotta wait for the ship to come.
Yeah.
And you wait for what seems like an obtuse amount of time. Like, you'd think that they'd have ferrymen going by every 10, 15 minutes or something, so that way people can actually get where they need to go quick. But apparently, in the Hells, things don't need to happen quickly, because demons or devils live a long time, so they don't care how long it takes. So you wait 2 hours, and finally you see what looks like those stereotypical ferrymen across the river Styx kind of people. The hooded, cloaked figure, with the stick in the river, and the river is blood red. As he's currently using the stick to help move the boat forward, and then as he sees that you're standing there waiting, he wedges the stick into the bottom of the river, and which prevents the ship or the boat from moving. And he says, he turns, and the cloak, you don't see a face inside the cloak. It looks like an empty cloak. However, it looks towards you and it says, "Payment."
I hold up the.
We both got the coin, or
the hand part of the cloak goes out. However, you see no hand.
We both got the coin.
You have one coin.
So I put it in his hand, the coin.
He has no hand, so where do you put it?
Well, where I suspect to be the hand.
Alright. And you sort of, as you let go of it, it gets sucked up the sleeve and into the cloak. And it says, "Please,
5th level.
come aboard." Alright, and you say 5th level.
Yeah, and I sit down.
Yeah,
he goes, "I've paid. Exit when you wish."
Okay.
And he unwedges the stick that he's using, and he continues pushing the ship down the river.
So we can just sit there an eternity.
How are we going to get back?
There. You can stay there until the end of the river. You have a feeling.
How
I just like
are
the
we
idea
going to get back, actually?
Stop worrying about that now. We have people to kill.
Eh.
The ferryman says, "You need payment to re-establish that you would like to get on the ferryman's ferry.
Yeah, that's what I guessed as much.
However, you can remain on the ship until you get where you need to go.
That's fair.
And he continues. It seems as though the payment is more symbolic than actual monetary worth. It's not like he's working a job to get money.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as you find something that you think would be adequate, perhaps he'll just let you on.
We have a demon to murder and rob.
That's true. So
well, we
he
better get going then.
continues. Well, you're going at the pace of the river, and he is currently attempting to move it at a. It's. If you were in a nicer location, this would be a nice leisurely pace to sightsee at. If you want him to go faster, you can attempt to tell him to. But...
Well, how long would it take now to get to the 5th level?
So you're going to ask him that?
Yeah.
He goes, depends on which branch of the river we take. You haven't specified that you're in a hurry. So we were taking the leisurely route.
Well, we didn't actually take a branch yet, did we?
Not at this point, no. So he's just... You have a feeling that this guy is more of an automaton than an actual being. So he's running off of the assumption that you want to just go at a leisurely pace.
Well, as long as it doesn't take more than 8 hours or 3 hours, we're kind of in a hurry.
He goes...
The time doesn't start until we arrive.
Yes,
it doesn't start from the ferry.
Yeah, it doesn't start on the ferry. It starts when you arrive in the location where your target is.
It's just Geo not paying attention again to the contract.
Well, if that's the case, then we have time to plan.
Yeah, so you can go at a leisurely pace as long as you're in the ferry. You have a feeling that there was no... You read it, and there was no caveat for your pace. Like, you didn't have to go fast. You just had to be trying to get there.
Mm-hmm. And from then on, we have 2 days to actually finish up the job.
Yes, so once you get to the location, then you can actually start your timer.
Yeah, okay, that's good. In the meantime, we can plan.
So he says, since you brought it up, are you in a hurry?
Well, not really.
Not really.
Then I will take the scenic route. As he continues pushing it down the river.
And what is there to plan? We'll just go in there and kill him.
Guards, trouble can occur. Because we'll
kill them as well.
We have to take evidence with us.
I'm not doing that part.
We have to. That's part of the contract that we must do.
Yeah, bring evidence of his dead creature.
The part that you must do is kill the guy.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah, so the only thing that you have to do is kill the guy. Everything else gives you benefits if you decide to do it. So you gain benefits if you frame the guy. You gain benefits if you do it stealthily. You gain benefits if nobody realized that you were there.
I doubt I could do it stealthily.
Yeah, you like to make things go squish. loud.
But I can only kill him. I can deal non-lethal blows to the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, if you kill no one else during the mission, then you get one. If you do it stealthily, you get one. And if you frame this other guy, you get one. So it's possible to do them all.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
it's
interested at all. And if you have a suggestion for the stealthfully one, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's possible to do them all, but you can do just one of them or any combination of them.
So basically, if you have an idea how to do it stealthfully, go ahead and suggest it. Once we get there, it's no point sitting in the boat when we don't see anything.
Well,
Other part is we'll just kill it and make sure to not do lethal blows to the rest of them.
yeah, the one thing I can suggest is that we, well, let's see word, try to get him alone, which I doubt he will be a lot of the time. That's the only thing I can think of.
You're not sure. You haven't seen the location.
Yeah.
We don't have time to scout at him forever. We just have to go and kill him, whatever's there, we have to face.
Alright.
I doubt you're patient enough to set up a plan like a distraction, or like be faking something and then, well, act upon it.
You do know, however, that there is a caveat to one of them, which is if you fail to do it stealthily, if you kill anybody who sees you, then you can get the stealthful one, but you'll negate the one where you don't kill anybody except for the guy.
Yeah, that was obvious.
So you can, if you fail to do it stealthily, you can still try to get it back by killing everyone in the area. That is a possibility. So you can choose in that case.
So if you want to, we can try to do it stealthily, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen unless we have the most incredible luck ever.
Technically, being stealthy doesn't necessarily require stealth in so many words. Basically, if you just kill him and no one sees you, do it.
Yeah.
Then that counts.
Yes, so, for example, if we were to let it look like an accident...
Technically,
We're
a
not
bunch of
gonna
people
do that.
a bunch of people could see it in that case, and as long as nobody knows that you did it, then you're done it stealthfully.
Yeah,
Oh no, an
Imagine
accident!
like
I got a million
Hitman rules.
shots.
Hitman rules. It's
Yeah.
Hitman rules.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, if we're going to do that rules...
Yeah, basically you can kill him in any way you wish, as long as he's dead. But there are optional objectives which will give you a higher score. Is how I was trying to
so to say.
basically do this.
Yeah, if we're going to do it that route, oh boy, then I have a lot of things of ideas. We need to be quick. We need to find the easiest way to do it without being noticed.
And let me guess, you're gonna talk to him and find a better solution.
Nah, not at all. He needs to die anyways.
As far as you know, he's an inherently evil creature.
I mean, he made
If we just
problems
killed
on
the-
the two plane.
If we just killed the werewolves when they had a chance, none of this would have happened.
That's true. If you would have just killed all the werewolves, then you wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, that would be a real short story.
That's true too, but it's also the truth that none of this would have happened.
Yeah,
So
but this is way more interesting, this, I find.
either way, he starts taking you down a particular route, and he says, "As you see on your left, the Iron Tower." And you look and you see a really tall iron tower.
Just
Okay.
watch it go by.
What's about the tower then?
Oh, you want detailed information about it?
Yeah, who built it?
Who built it? And he starts thinking. I'll have to look in the book. I'm pretty sure it says in here. If it doesn't, yeah, the
A bunch
Iron
of
City of
slaves.
Bits. I don't know if it says specifically, but Dispater is the ruler, so most of this stuff would be commissioned by him for the past few millennia at least. And he goes, Dispater commissioned it. Which, the name of the level of hell that you're in is Dis, which you have a feeling it's named after him.
Yeah.
So it continues unless if you have more questions.
No.
No questions here.
And he circles around laxly, and this particular branch of the river just takes you around the bazaar again, and he goes, "Here is the Iron Bazaar. One of the few places in the Hells you can actually make a deal, or sell, or buy." And the river actually goes through part of one of the roads, and he actually has to stop as a weird-looking black horse pulls a cart across it. And then he continues. And he goes, "As you can see, here is the most busy portion of the Hells. Even nightmares can be seen." And he motions towards the horse. Unless if you have anything else.
No, not really.
He's basically giving you a tour.
Yeah, I'm just listening, taking it in.
Alright. Oh, I closed my book. I shouldn't have. Okay, I'm pretty close to it. I don't know why I closed my book. So it's after this then. Outer Plains. Nine Hells, here we are. So, starts taking you down the river, and you end up. He's basically pointing out the different points of interest. And then you guys leave the Iron City, and suddenly you're in a green bog. And you hear coming from the bottom of the boat as you start entering this area. However, the bottom of the boat doesn't appear to be being eaten up or anything. But seems like there's a reason why this is happening. You look up, the skies are no longer red and dark. They're more of a brownish hue with a little bit of light coming from it. You look both ways and you see what looks like a huge hole in the side. You can tell because the bottom of where you are is brown, and over there it's just a sickly green color. So there's no mud near the surface. And you just see that there's perfectly circular holes that are just sort of around each side, and there's just trees, sickly green trees that are gnarled and twisted. And he continues for a while, and he says, "These are pits where pit fiends grow. They like to fester in these areas. They tend to rest there. However, when they are active, they tend to leave and go to the city of Tis." And you continue on, you see what looks like stone-built cities that are sunken into the mud almost. And it looks like they're people or devilish looking creatures currently building on the top layer of this completely stone. It looks like a large building almost, and it's encased. And he says, "One of the many cities constantly being built and rebuilt, sinking into the deep bog. This one hasn't even existed long enough to have a name." And he continues past it, and you can tell that the stone itself is slowly sinking. It's even sinking fast enough for you to notice. But they appear to be building on it, on the top part. You're not sure why they bothered building anything here, but apparently they want to. And you continue along for a while, and he just sort of turns the boat and continues passing through. So far, you feel like you've been going for hours and hours and hours, perhaps half a day even. You're even starting to get a little tired. And he points to another stone city that looks like one building that's encased completely in one structure. And this one appears to not be sinking. And he says, "This is where Mammon is housed. He's not really looking for visitors at the moment, unless if you have any special treasures that he would like to take off of you." And you see a purple creature flying in front of you, and it says, "Stop, ferryman." And the ferryman puts his stick in, and he says, "Oh, here are his messengers now." And the devil just flaps in front of the boat and says, "You need to pay the toll."
To us?
Yes, to you too.
We already paid a toll.
You need to pay Mammon, the toll.
Is this true, Ferryman?
Ferryman goes, that is up to you to decide.
Tell him we already paid the toll.
He goes,
So, I'm just playing with Fireman. I can pay you a toll in pain.
he goes, Mammon is looking for treasure. What do you have?
We don't have treasure.
It's going to attempt to see through your lies.
We don't have treasure currently on us.
You have enchanted weapons. Those are treasure.
And I have a bunch of gold on me.
That's true too. So roll a deception check.
Deception. That's great.
Oh boy, let's see it.
10.
Better than me.
Alright. So
Do I get an advantage because he's helping me, or?
is he helping you?
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I'd say
helping me?
I don't have anything as well on me.
So,
Alright.
10.
No, the 10 stays.
Close this book too. And I seem to have lost the page.
And I can pay him in pain.
That's true.
If that's treasure he's looking for. Suffering.
He's looking for treasure. Because he wants to get on Mammon's good side, so he's trying to shake you guys down.
He's going to die if he tries to go against us now.
Or we are. Who knows?
We're at
who's
full
running in.
health.
Yeah, so does he have.
Yeah, he also has full health.
We're in hell. These aren't squishy beasts.
Oh, come
Okay.
on. You weren't scared of anything and now you're all of a sudden scared of this little thingy bob.
Is
I'm
it a
not saying
wisdom?
Godric is scared. I'm saying I'm realistic.
Is
Big
insight
difference
wisdom?
talking in character.
Inside is...
It's wisdom. Wisdom, yeah. Inside is wisdom.
Yes.
He goes, yes, you do. Now hand it over. Or I
Come
will
get
report
it.
you to Mammon.
You heard my friend. Come and get it. You don't even know who we are.
He goes, and he waves his hand in front of your faces. I need you both to make wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saving throws. 22. I'm very wise, apparently. All of my rolls are 18s and 19s. So.
Alright. He goes, now I do.
Oh, well, too bad that we can't let you leave then.
I throw 2 axes at them.
I take
roll
2
to hit.
shots at him.
Throwing axe. There we go. Oh, is he more than 20 feet away?
No, he is not.
Okay, sure.
I just rolled a net 20.
Or how far away is he from the boat?
He isn't more than 20 feet, but he is
Okay, yeah.
more. He is at range.
Yeah, okay, sure.
He's like
15,
away
does that hit? Oh, wow, 30, that's nice.
Let's see. Yes, all your attacks have hit.
And I attacked first, so that means you get Colossus and it's doubled. So that's 2d8.
Okay.
And then your other bow. You have another bow.
Yeah. And yeah, 1 Colossus Slayer, that is... Let's quickly calculate that. 9 plus... Oh wait, damn it. 9 plus 6 plus 8 plus 3 plus 9. 35. Plus 6 plus 10. The total damage from us combined is 51.
Okay. D1. Alright. He gets hit by all of your attacks, and he is bloodied. And he goes, Mammon would hear about this. And he starts flying away.
No, he
How
don't.
Fortunately, you were at
far does he
range.
fly?
So, he has a 40-foot fly speed. However, he is smart enough to fly behind a tree. So he has
How
full
much
cover.
cover does he have?
Full.
Bugger. Wait, we're moving.
Yes, that's true. However, he hid behind the tree in such a way that as you guys are going, actually you're not moving because the ferryman stopped.
I tell him, what was this demon again? I forgot the name of the demon he was reporting to.
Mammon.
I will tell him Mammon will hear of your failure to collect his treasure. To try and scare him.
Alright, make an intimidation.
Actually, yeah. He is reporting his own failure.
Can I use strength instead of charisma for intimidation, or how does that work?
I'll let you use your strength modifier instead.
Okay. D20 plus. There we go. I'm a lot stronger than I am charismatic.
Alright, he goes, yeah, well, he's still gonna hear that you attacked one of his servants.
Oh, boo-hoo. He has lots of servants. He can miss one.
Can't wait to pay the tribute while seeing your skin flayed up outside.
Yeah, just try it. And you have a feeling that he's putting on a brave face, but he's actually intimidated by you. But he's still alive.
Yeah, I don't know. I can jump off. I'm not jumping off. That's
However, he hasn't moved from behind the tree.
yeah. And I tell the ferryman, you can keep going now if you want.
He continues, pushing you along.
As we move, I say we aren't worried about this little pathetic creature.
He goes, yeah, I might be pathetic now, but later I'll get you. And I know who you are.
Yeah, just say that to make
And
us
nobody
feel
cares.
so intimidated. Oh, I'm also scared from you.
And nobody cares who you are.
What do you think your master will do? Not make you into tiny pulp of the failure that you are?
You don't know him like I do.
That's
What,
what
you
they
is
all say.
under lackey?
He stops responding because you're too far away, and he doesn't want to yell. Either way, you continue. And when you're about 500 feet away, then he decides to fly up.
How many feet?
500.
Let's see, how far can I shoot that little bastard?
Alright. Let's see. Those both hit.
And Colossus Slayer on top of one of them. That's a total of 29.
He is still alive, and he moves 80 feet.
Is he still within
on that
600
turn.
feet?
He moved 80 feet, which allowed him to see him, and then he moves another 80 feet. so he just barely got away.
Oh, now he will definitely be flayed because he didn't die trying it.
You don't know Mammon. You don't know his demeanor.
No, we
Apparently,
don't
he's
know
just a
Mammon.
really greedy guy. That's all that you're aware of.
I'm sure we can pay him off if that comes to it.
You can try. But either way, you don't know what's going to happen because you don't know who Mammon is and you don't know what he's like. So either way,
Well, I definitely he will be happy that we might be, well, eliminating one of his trouble, so to say.
either way, he's still alive and you're out of range.
Yeah.
Um, he had 100 health and you did 80 damage. Yeah, 80 damage. So he was still decent. He would have maybe survived another round of attacks had you hit him.
That's a very big maybe.
Alright, so, either way, you guys continue. And you finally manage to get out of the bog-like area. And it feels like you've been going for a day. A full day. Would you have rested at any point?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Not at the same time, though.
Okay. So...
Taking shifts to make sure that we don't miss our stop.
Who's going to sleep first?
Well, I can go first. I mean,
Sure.
Okay. Runk, while you're asleep, suddenly you just feel extremely hot and have a hard time sleeping. However, Goldrick, you witness as suddenly the bog goes from being acidic and green and gunky. It goes into magma. It turns right into magma at one point. Like it's sort of like you see like hardened rock that's preventing the bog water from continuing any further, and the boat just seamlessly goes into the magma.
aren't we now at the 5th level, like the cold area place?
Nope,
No,
you're on the
not yet.
4th.
Huh.
You only went through the city because you were on level 2. So you went
yes.
on level 2, and then you went to level 3, which is the bog.
Okay, now we're
And now you're
level
on
4.
level 4. And you see magma everywhere. You see little eruptions coming out of the cracked ground. You also see in the distance hurricanes brewing. You also see what looks like some weird flying creatures getting sucked up by the tornadoes and whatnot, and flying away, disoriented, and then finally getting their bearings, and then continuing flying. Things like that. You also see you see ash coming out of all the different volcanoes and whatnot. It's almost stifling how much stuff there is here. If you weren't in a demon form, you'd have a hard time breathing, probably. Let's see. Oh. Okay. And on the ground, you see what looks like where the magma is hardened. It's pure black and obsidian in color. Shiny. It's not porous or anything like that. Seems like this is a very special type of magma. You see, let's see. Okay. You continue along, and you just see these mountains in the distance that are pouring magma down them almost constantly. And you continue down this molten river, and eventually, near the end of his watch, or the end of his rest, actually, you see what looks like an extremely tall volcano compared to the rest, and it has a building built on the top of it, and magma is flowing down the walls, the obsidian walls. And he says, here is, wow, I'm not going to be able to say this, Abrymmoch, Abrymmoch. There we go, I got it. Abrymmoch, the largest volcano in this level. Let's see. City is made out of pure obsidian. If you wish to go there, be prepared, for Belial's daughter resides within. And you are aware, pretty sure Belial is one of the other lords, the Nine Hells.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Yeah. Either way, she is let's see. Yeah, there's two of them that rule. Oh, Belial is the Archduke, and his daughter is the Archduchess. So they rule together, apparently. Apparently they're very civil. And apparently you can't work them against each other. He warns you. Because they have an unbreakable bond, apparently. So he points out the mountain, just as Runk awakens. And Runk,
I'll
you
go
look
save
over
them.
and you look over and you see the mountain, the city of glass. And the heat is stifling. If you weren't demons or devils, then you would be having a hard time here.
Yeah.
So then he goes to sleep, you awaken, and he says, "You will have time for his rest, but not much more." And he continues pushing you guys through the magma. And about 5 hours later, you get to an area that is just, the air starts getting colder. And you notice that at this particular portion, the magma starts to turn into hard obsidian rock. And the river is frozen, completely frozen over. And yet the boat still somehow just goes through as if it was water. And he continues rowing. So you're getting close to where you need to go. Let's see. Okay, so the frozen rivers, you see lightning crackling in the air. However, it doesn't ever seem to strike down. And you see what looks like little geysers of blue flame that are gouting out of the ground, out of some of the sections of ice. However, you seem to be sticking to the actual river portion. The rest of it is frozen over, but it seems like it's shoreline. He seems to that this boat seems to stick onto the part that would normally be moving if it wasn't frozen. So then, there are no main cities that you know of in this location. However, he continues rowing, in about 3 hours.
Yeah,
3 hours.
I do say that I do ask him where the stop is for this plane, because we need to be in this plane.
He goes, "Get out whenever you wish. However, if you are looking for something in particular, you may as well wait until you reach that location."
Well, it should be in this plane.
Yes, I heard you the first time. However, this plane is huge, so you may want to wait until you arrive near your destination. What is it you're looking for?
A certain demon. We still have a deal going, and well, it's time
Devil,
to
not demon.
get devil, and he has to pay up.
Alright, do you know if he has an estate?
He does. Or am I still sleeping?
You're you're still sleeping at this particular point.
So I just wake him up to get the tension in, because we are getting to our destination, and he might be able to help.
Okay. Apparently he says there is an estate, and he says, "Which estate?"
I tell him the name of the unnamed devil. I tell him it's the devil number 3 estate.
Yeah, I should have generated this one, but I had to do a lot of describing, so I was distracted. Actually, this one works well. I'm gonna put it in the thing here. His name is Bragos, which fits him well due to the fact that he is a braggart. He likes flaunting his power, very much so, which is why he gets on their nerves, seems. But he makes sure to actually have deals with the right people, so that way when he goes around bragging, he's not the people who want to attack him won't be able to attack him due to the deals that he has. So, you're not sure what species he is either. And he goes, "Oh, the Bragos estate. Well, this is near the bottom edge of the plane itself. He goes, anywhere else you need to.
That's
go.
it.
That's where we need to be.
Right. Second. Got to do something. Just gonna do that now. Sure. This one works. It would be easy to pronounce. You do know that there is another location that you can stop at. However, it seems that you seem to have dismissed that possibility, but I'm going to leave it on the table anyway.
Was there a second? Memory vague.
No, I say there's none. I don't mention it at all. So
there is a second demon that you're supposed to be, or devil, that you're supposed to be framing, and his name is Tragman.
Yeah, so why would we actually go to him? Because if we were to go to him, why would we?
I don't know. You might want something to help you frame him. You're not sure. I'm not sure. It's whatever you want to do. If you don't want to stop there, you don't have to.
I don't.
No, I don't.
Alright? He goes, alright, the Bragan estate. Or the Bragos estate. Sorry. I will notify you when we arrive.
I finished my long rest.
Alright?
I suppose I got interrupted.
Yeah, and just as you're finishing it, he goes, we have arrived. And he sticks his stick, or staff, or whatever those things are called, that are supposed to help you row a boat by touching the bottom of the...
Mm-hmm.
Either way, he sticks it in there so that way the boat stops.
I leave the boat. Start walking.
Right.
Or I actually, before that, I asked him, could you point us in the right direction as well? Or do we see it? Or
He motions towards the extremely large house made of ice.
okay, so we see it. Then I wouldn't have asked him.
Yeah, get out and follow him, of course.
Alright, and he detaches his stick and continues rowing down the river. So what you see is basically a compound. It's a high-walled, fenced-in compound. However, the house is much higher than the wall. The wall is about 30 feet high. And the house itself, the top of the house is about 200. But it just looks like a regularly built house. It's just really tall.
Okay, so how do you want to do it stealthily, or should we just go in? Okay, so I guess
if you want
just going in
stealthily,
then. I'm not saying I want to, but
well, I do have the spell.
I don't know what spell you're talking about. I've seen
Pass
you
without
cast stuff.
trace.
I don't know what pass without trace is.
Give you some help with getting around stealthily.
Well, alright then, I suppose. I mean, I'm saying my character doesn't know the names of all the spells.
So what do you want to... You're going to cast that immediately before you even approach the walls? You're about 500 feet away.
Yep.
Oh, 500 feet. Then it's fine.
It doesn't take that long to move. Then we wait unless there are people on the walls.
It's up to an hour, so it's up to an hour. So 500 feet away is not bad.
Unless
well, it's up to you. Yeah. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but
Yeah, we can get there within an hour, and we need to hurry. So let's get to work. Plus 10 to stealth.
Technically, you have 2 days to do this.
Still,
Yes,
we
but
want to
we
have
are
this done
gonna do it
quickly.
now. 11,
Alright.
so 21. That's pretty good for me. I mean, 11 on disadvantage.
25.
Which is 35.
35.
No,
Oh
25.
no, it's already in. Yeah. Okay.
I add it automatically. Because I know how to do that.
Yeah, but it's not always plus 16, so that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, I remove it and put it back on once I have it.
Yeah, but either way, so we try to carefully. I suppose you're taking the lead, and I'm following you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so your average, which you could easily figure out yourself, but it's 23.
Yeah.
So that's a decent average. So you continue along the wall and make a perception check.
Both, or?
If you want to, if you don't have to, I mean, it's only going to help you, so go ahead.
26.
Alright, Runk, you look up at the wall and you notice that there's strange iconography, kind of like gargoyles, except they're made of ice and they're just sort of motionless on the wall as you approach the wall.
Just keep shimming along and trying to find a way in, because I'm stealth as fuck.
Alright, so you look along the wall. On the front side of the wall, there's only one entrance, which is in the middle of the wall, and it's gated.
So I'm going for the less obvious way, of course.
Okay, so you're going to search around the wall, which you can do. Make an investigation check.
I'm helping him, so advantage.
Sure.
15.
With a 15, you look around the wall, you don't notice any doors. Except the front gate.
Well, who says I need a door? Maybe I can climb up the wall.
Well, you didn't say exactly what you were looking for, so just assume
a way to get over the wall. Through it or whatever.
Okay. You don't see any misshapen parts of the wall that would be easier to climb, or misplaced bricks in the wall, or anything like that. It's just a solid sheet of ice that is consistent of the wall, and on top there are icicle spikes and these weird-looking ice statues. Some of which look like one of the options that you were given to become. The one that looked like it was covered in ice.
Yeah. So I just watch him. Well, it looks like we're taking the front door.
Well, it's up to you. You're the quiet one.
Well,
and I'll let you know that you haven't used your stealth yet. It hasn't been used up. So what do you want to do?
Well, it looks like we're taking the front doors. That seems to me the only way to get in.
There are other ways, but you just haven't thought of them or found them. But you can do that.
Well, but that seems like the hardest way, because, well, spikes, gargoyles perhaps that might come to life. So yeah, problem stuff.
I mean, this is completely up to you to fuck up, so it's fine.
Oi!
So what do you want to do? You want to go to the front?
Is
that where we're going?
Um.
Just so you know, it took you about a half hour to walk around the entire complex.
Fuck.
Because this house is huge.
I do have stuff to climb with, of course. I have my dagger and I have my hand axe, so I can climb with that perhaps. Oh, I don't have a hand axe. I have only a dagger. And a silver dagger.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I can use those 2 daggers to like climb the wall and get over it.
Do you want to try that?
I want to say yes, but I'm doubt there might be something happening. I'm real doubting.
My answer is going to be, I'm doing what you're trying to do. So, what are you trying to do?
Fuck, climb it.
Alright. So, Goldrick, you witness as Runk begins climbing the wall. Or trying to, anyway. And I
You
need
want me
you
to
to...
come after?
You can try.
No, I'm asking him. Do you want me to come after?
Oh, okay.
Well, your choice if you can follow me up this wall. I don't know if you have tools.
Of course I can, but I'm asking if I should.
Your choice if you should.
Alright, he's basically saying, Goldrick, do what you want.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Alright, so, as you begin to try to climb the wall, Ronk, I need you to make athletics. Because technically it's strength-based, because you're sticking the things into solid walls of ice, and then you have to pull yourself up as you're doing so. Therefore, as you do so, you try to stab one of the daggers into the wall of ice. It doesn't even go through.
I'll show you how it's done, and I take out my hand axes to do the same thing.
Alright, same check.
18.
Alright, you get about halfway up using your axes. You have to make another check to get all the way up.
14 down.
You're having a hard time. You still have a quarter left of the wall.
Okay.
You didn't entirely fail. Okay, now you're at the top of the wall. Unfortunately, there are spikes. How do you plan on dealing with them?
Guys, I have to quit actually.
Okay.
Because it's getting later. I need to work tomorrow and such.
Okay, sure. So we'll cut this off here.
No.
Goodest point.